King,
Yes, sir.
what's the deal?
Man, try and enjoy this madness. You know, it's getting hot around this motherfucker door. I know that.
It's definitely about that time. It's definitely about
Shit.
that time. It's gonna be a long summer for sure. It's gonna be a long summer for sure.
It's gonna be a fun summer though.
Yeah, yeah,
We got work
um,
to do. We gonna be busy.
yeah, yeah. God definitely has a way of lining things up.
Mhm.
It's underrated.
Yeah.
I was complaining this morning. Shout out to everybody at the lunch table. First off, what up, Fats, Lex, Adney, feel me, Derek, Teeth, man. I had a crazy thought, man. Um, what was I thinking? I was talking to Coach Will this morning, and
That's that nigga's name.
Will, yeah,
I should never told me that
Coach
one.
Will, yeah.
Will dog.
So I was telling Will this morning, like we've talked about this a few times at the lunch table, that there's a level of delusion that has to set on for greatness to happen. Now, whether it's the artist being delusional, whether it's the producer that's delusional, it's a level, and I say delusional because the rest of the world, they're not going to quite understand exactly what's wrong with that person or what that person is talking about.
Mhm.
They're not going to quite get what that person is talking about. They're going to be confused. But somebody know exactly what they're doing.
Mhm.
And I noticed that when people be talking to me, and I be just like, don't get me wrong, like I give everybody the ear.
Mhm.
And so what you mean? And then they'll say something like hella generic, and I'll be like, you just made me waste this last 25 seconds to say some generic shit like that.
Mhm. Let me ask you a question. So when you say delusional and people may look at you like you delusional, is it like the same delusional that they look at West like he's delusional, or is this a different kind of delusional?
Probably so. It's probably so. Like Kanye you definitely used to sound crazy to people.
That's what I'm saying,
Kanye definitely used to sound crazy to people. Even now, he doesn't sound crazy.
Mhm.
You know what's funny? Puff and Kanye going through the same thing. They got with they broke the traditional hip hop rule and the top 3 rules. Thou shalt not turn into a housewife.
Okay, and fall in love.
Thou shalt not, and they did, and they found themselves in really, 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 really bad situations
Mhm.
because that type of person, is a lot to deal with. It ain't for the faint of
Mhm.
heart. It's different. I mean, you got a girl that's a little promiscuous, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't together. Like in Puff's situation, I think he had some really great women in his life before, but he finally had one that was with all the shenanigans, all of the things that was in the deepest, darkest place of his mind when he started popping the pills and messing with that, pink cocaine and all that crazy stuff. All of those deep thoughts, Kim and them ain't going for that.
Mhm.
They not, you know what I mean? It's not, they not doing it. But he found somebody that was with all of the,
Mhm.
I call it high thoughts.
Mhm.
People be high. He found a woman that was with the high thoughts. So people don't get why he loved her, or they say it's not love, it's control, but
Mhm.
that's all perspective anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, but she was already, like, if you look through the trial,
Mhm.
outside of the people, you would think she was getting enough penis.
Mhm.
You would think she's getting enough penis. He's paying people to sleep with her.
Mhm.
But she's still finding ways to get with other people in the business, feel me, and knock them down.
Mhm.
That's sending him over the moon. And people are like, wait a minute, he paying girls. He didn't pay that person. Like, for some reason, even if, let's say he's a cuck, which is, it seems that's
Mhm.
obvious true, like people in swinger relationships could still cheat.
Mhm.
And everybody keep talking about, yay, they thinking it's his mom. It's not his mom, bro. Like, I lost my mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
we
don't get me
all
wrong,
lost
and
our
it's sad, and
moms.
I'll be messed. You know what I mean? You never get over it. That's a hole that never feels.
Mhm.
But that's not what's really wrong with him. What's wrong with him is he knows everything Kim is doing. He know every person Kim is sleeping with. And rest assured, she knows some of these people, he got a problem. Like, his thing is she's probably knocking Drake down, and he knows it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So he's struggling to deal with it. He's struggling to deal with it.
Mhm.
He is struggling to deal with it. And he knows when nobody else knows what's happening.
So let me ask you a question. With him and Diddy, their actions, saying, trying to cuff and, marry and all that stuff, would that be considered street?
I mean, it happens in the streets, but it's against, you're not supposed to. Like, it's really great advice about turning a certain type of person into a housewife. That
Mhm.
may not be the positioning.
Mhm.
Thou shalt not fall for that. You cannot fall. You can't do
So that's
that.
what I'm saying. So by doing that, is that really street, or would that show that they're not really street?
Well, people do it in the street too, but that's why it's a rule in the street to not.
Yeah.
Or thou will suffer
The consequences.
incredible consequences. Incredible consequences.
So they
man.
still could be street and still do that and still be street.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's where you messing up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's where you messing up.
That's where the bad luck come in at.
I mean,
The
if
curse.
she gonna do it if you pay for it. You know what I mean? Like, she probably,
She was looking for control, that she could control the penis she get. So she went out there looking for it.
I don't know. But I'll tell you one thing, she the jackal in the situation. Puff not the jackal. Like, for everybody that thought Puff was a jackal, Puff is not the jackal. Puff not, none of the people the real jackal is her. She is not no joke.
Let me ask you this question, see if
She's
you go.
the real deal.
Let me ask you this question and see if you can put it on record. Do you think that she initiated and said all this stuff from the very beginning?
No.
Okay.
I,
I'm talking about getting with Puff, like, hey, let me get with Puff and try to push this all the way through. Not knowing like what's going to happen, but like setting it up, like, let me go after Puff.
No. I think, okay, so yes.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
But not no, like she didn't want this at the end.
No, that's what I'm saying that, but I'm
No.
talking about in the very beginning, she said, you know what? I'm going to go after him. I want him.
Again, it's not fair, right? Because I don't know her.
Did she cheat? Did she cheat when Puff was with Kim?
Well, yes, but
so wouldn't that mean?
Let's back up before that, right? This
Puff
young
fell
lady,
in, tripped.
This young lady came into the business to be successful.
Okay, understandable.
And I have a rule, like, you cannot put things at the end of your path.
What you mean? Explain that.
Like, if you put a car at the end of your path, you will do anything to get that car.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You have to put fulfillment and completion at the end of your path.
Okay.
Right? You cannot put things,
objects.
Like, you can't put success at the end. Like, you have to really change what success is.
Okay.
Like, I think a lot of Black people go through stuff, bro, because they want white success.
Mm-hmm.
They want white success. They want European success.
No, that's a fact. I mean, that's throughout the years. That's a fact.
So I think when you put that, like, and that's what happened to Puff. European success was at the end of the path. And I think you're going to start losing soul. Losing soul to me is like losing blackness. You're going to start doing things that do not look identifiable to Black people. We're going to be like, what is that?
Wait, losing soul is like losing blackness.
Yes. Because soul, no matter how we say it, is a very
it's soul only connected to Black people?
Thing. Yes. Everybody else. You know what's funny?
That's what I'm asking.
No, this is funny. You know the joke that white people have for gingers?
What?
They don't have a soul.
Say
because
that again.
they're the most palest people on the planet. Gingers.
Oh, so you saying some people say white people don't have a soul?
No, white people say gingers don't have a soul.
And gingers are what?
Gingers could be different.
Like, what's the definition of ginger? Because I think of redhead people,
like
pale,
Pete, like Pete said,
albino.
when they don't have. certain pigments.
Yeah,
in
that's what I'm
hair.
saying. Like, yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like that's what I think. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, like you get what I'm saying? So like when you start doing things that
Will
look
dog.
unrecognizable to black folks completely, you feel me? It's like different.
Okay, I can see that.
So you know what I'm saying? Like I think Puff got caught up, and then I was telling Coach earlier, like a lot of people start to block their connection with God. Like Puff was
Facts.
doing all this so crazy stuff. Even Ye doing all this crazy stuff. That's why they doing drugs, getting drunk. They're blocking their connection to God. They don't want to be judged, or they don't want to operate. Man, I was telling him earlier, some of my homeboys as riders, I watch them do a bunch of Sherman, go put in work. And my thing is, you're blocking the thing that keeps you grounded, like your consciousness.
So you say if they wouldn't have did that, you don't think they wouldn't put in work?
Hell no.
Okay.
But that's the same thing for Puff and these things.
So you think if Puff wasn't high, he wouldn't be doing all that shit they say he's doing?
No.
Allegedly doing, Coach. I'm saying that now.
Well,
allegedly.
They all admit it. It's all happening because.
So it's facts now.
I'm saying it's a fact in the case. Again, I wasn't there to say. But
it's a facts in the case. Okay.
Even Cassie saying they're doing a bunch of drugs to do.
Okay.
This. Like every time they have a bunch of drugs.
Mm-hmm. It's facts for Cassie.
Yeah.
I can't say it's until Diddy say it out of his own mouth.
Well,
I can't say
even he did. He said he had a bad drug addiction. He needed a program.
Okay, so I believe that he took drugs then.
Yeah. Oh, but he was doing. They was doing a lot. You know what I mean? They were doing a lot. He OD'd before. He needed.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who was going through it? You feel me? And so I think even Kanye with nitrous and different things, and then it starts with something simple as liquor.
Okay, let me ask you this:
blocks your connection.
Do they consider Diddy crazy or delusional?
There was a time people thought Diddy was off when he first started doing what he was doing. Yeah,
okay,
because imagine the business, right, as this big dark room.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you start doing your homework, you start figuring out what's what and all of that. Slowly, a path lights up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In this big dark room. You can see people, but you can't see nothing else. You don't know what success look like. You don't know the route to success. It's just this big dark room where a bunch of walkway and people. But when you start doing your homework, somebody doing their homework, somebody did their homework, a path lights up.
Mm-hmm.
A path lights up. And on each end, right, a path lights up, and then you just start walking the path. And everybody like, well, no, I was just this way and this happened. You're like, man, I don't care what you're saying. I was just this way, this happened. Man, you talking crazy. You just keep walking the path. Mm-hmm. So to everybody else, when you walk in the path, they don't notice it until when they see what's at the end of the path.
But along the way, they think you ignoring them crazy. Don't understand them.
I was just this way and this was here. I was just this way and this is here.
But this is my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. But Diddy, I just had a conversation with somebody about Diddy. Diddy is not crazy. He regular crazy.
What's regular crazy?
That's what the person kept asking me. What's regular crazy? Yeah. Regular crazy is crazy how we know a bunch of people crazy like this. Like we know a bunch of people. Only thing that was irregular about what Diddy did was the sexual stuff. Like we don't know a bunch of niggas rubbing other dudes stuff on them. You know, we don't know that. But all the stuff he did over being jealous over Cassie and all that kind of stuff. That's
normal stuff.
Yeah, it's normal crazy stuff. Mm-hmm. That's regular crazy. They making it seem like Diddy was this insane psychopath that we ain't never seen. We know a bunch of dudes get P-struck and running around here trying to fight dudes for him. Mm-hmm. And what crazy stuff did he do there that we don't know regular crazy dudes who do this stuff all the time?
I agree.
Yeah, like
which is why I was telling Charlemagne like it's probably too far. He should be fighting like.
No.
I mean,
that's hands down right there. That's hands down.
He should be fighting crazy regular stuff. Time. Yeah. Crazy regular time.
No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time. Right here on Digital Soapbox. Click the thumbs up button. Let everybody know you're in the house. Please click that like button.
Click the like
button.
On
Twitter, retweet this link. If you're on Facebook, share this post.
Flash Gordon.
We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast. This is not a podcast. This is a stream. We do this to support the No Ceilings podcast. That's all audio. You look below on YouTube in the link. You'll see it just dropped a great episode, conversations about something. It's really good, but look in the link is there. You know what I'm saying? It's fire. Great episode. Head over to iHeart Podcasts or Apple Podcasts or anywhere you get your podcast from. No Sellers Podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart.
Hey, G made a good point too before I got up in here about Cassie being the jackal. Like we might be sitting here getting Kaiser Sose right now.
Getting what?
Getting Kaiser Sose. You ain't never seen Usual Suspects?
Oh,
you seen Usual Suspects?
No.
You ain't never seen. You gotta watch
it.
it. You'll love that movie. But we probably in here getting Kaiser Sose. Like y'all watch the movie and y'all gonna see what I'm talking
Just
about.
explain it though.
It's just Kaiser Sose was he was I don't want to tell y'all the movie, man. I want you gotta check it out. I don't want to tell y'all the movie, but people who listening and whoever watched it, they know exactly what I'm talking about. All right. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Diamondback Photography. G, that original version of Beach Cruiser is amazing, by the way. Man, it is. It's that's one of my
Oh, he wouldn't
better
listen
works.
to it. Nice.
No, it's one of my better works. It's like so now when you listen to Good Kid, you can kind of be like, oh, I see. You know what I mean? Like that's so certain people that do give me props or something, that's because they heard me pure, you know what I mean, before the business tried to corrupt how I make records and shit, or not make records, but how I create a storytell. Shout out to Adney R. Bruce. Nah, G Puff is a 6 man. He shot a civilian girl in the face at the club just for the F of it and got Sean to take the case. I don't believe that for 2 seconds. I think it's more. Well, actually, I know it's more. It wasn't just about the girl. Sean was in a situation with some people and it kind of came up to Diddy and them because he had signed a deal. But that's a whole nother story. You got to let the New York brothers tell you that story. It wasn't just over nothing how that situation happened, specifically with Puff and Shine. So don't believe that though. It's more to it. It's like when we talk about Pac, that Pac story, like, you know what I mean? When you hear exactly what happened in New York, it's different. It's not like somebody just, it's more to it. I mean, you got to kind of know the street part of it to come together. But back to Puff, it's like she really is the jackal when he fell for the wrong type of girl. But he fell for her because, again, people can't convince me that everybody keep trying to convince me that drugs and alcohol, you know, don't matter.
It matters.
It's already in you. And it's like, it's not.
But it could be dormant in you, and them drugs help it. Like you said, you said earlier when you was talking about Puffy, stuff that he been secretly wanting to do, and then he get them drugs and liquor into the system, and it helps him do the acts of it.
It doesn't stop him from not doing the acts, you know.
It probably help him. He probably got these little thoughts in his mind, and he's like, I couldn't.
He'll probably say no when he's not on
then
drugs.
He hit that pink cocaine, and he was like, you know what, I actually could
fuck with people.
But I think that's people's way of not really respecting the power of when they say under the influence of.
Yeah, I agree.
I think everybody's just so determined to believe that the alcohol poisons you. Like, right? Shout out to Revenge. I just said that alcohol is a spirit for a reason. Why do people think they reference it as a spirit? It's not even drugs and spirits enhance that demon. Drugs and spirits are the demon. That's the confusion. Like people keep saying it enhances. No, it is a spirit itself. It could the right amount of liquor could give a nun to give some pussy.
But that nun was thinking about giving some pussy.
I think we just
deep down in her soul,
she was. We just feel better.
Praying to God, horny.
I think we just feel that way because we would like to believe we still have control. But that's the point of why they reference it as a spirit.
But when she's not drunk, she gonna say she was raped.
That's a possibility. But you like even you said your homeboys or so homies that take Sherman to go bust a mission or whatever. They had the thought of doing the mission in their head. They just didn't have the courage to do it. That's why they call it liquor courage sometimes too.
It's not courage.
Good
it's
point.
Not courageous. That's like that's God's connection saying, hey, this is not it. And you're like, let me block what God is telling me.
Do you think it's them saying when people trying to go bust missions and shit, you think it's God saying it's not it, or do you think them saying they scared of the consequences that might come with if they get caught?
If they were scared of the consequences will still happen even after you get high. So it's not a thought of consequences.
But when you get high, you stop thinking about them. You think about the consequences less. You're just like, all right, No, but I'm talking like I drink a lot. I don't know. So no, I'm speaking from.
Yeah. So it's like it's the reason they call it spirit. It don't enhance, it possesses. So it depends on your spirit too, but the belief that you have to already be this way is not true. Like I saw liquor make people do stuff that they never did. And everybody feels comfortable thinking like, oh, well, you know what? This idea could happen. It had to be deep. No, it don't. It don't, man. And if you're strong enough, maybe you can fight it off, even with your natural being against the spirit that's possessing you or the drug or the demon that you messing with. But rest assured, that shit is a demon. And people keep playing with it like it's not.
You making a lot of drunk sad right now.
I mean,
Sad.
it's not sad.
They don't want to hear it.
Furious right
They don't
now.
want to hear this shit.
They gonna be in the
Uh,
comments and
You talking
shit.
about, oh, I'm drinking demons. Nah,
No, but that's why they call it spirit.
So, but they're
You're not
not going to
getting drunk.
heaven.
You're not drunk, you're possessed.
They're gonna start talk about wine and stuff. Well, you get wine in church with crackers.
People be confusing wine with
You know?
Hennessy though. Like,
Yeah, but
wine
they
and
gonna
Hennessy
use
is the same.
anything to combat with these.
So do
things
you
right
think
now.
that
There
you
goes
said
Sherry talking about nothing demonic about it.
See, here it go. Here it go.
Sherry be a whole other person. She'd have called a nigga bitches and all kinds
Here
of
it goes now.
Sherry be like, bitch ass nigga. Sherry, you never talk like that when you sober. But no, so anyway, we'll talk about it. So yeah, it's like a path that lights up. It's just a path that lights up, and you walk the path, and everybody is like, why won't you listen? He's like, because I know where I'm going. And that's the trick.
And because of that, they look at you like you crazy or delusional.
Yes, because that's a perspective from everybody else towards you. You know what you're doing. Like a lot of times, like I can't think I know. I know.
Mm-hmm.
I know. That's not to say I'm going to ignore people talking to me. I'm going to give everybody a minute to listen to them. But they're usually going to regurgitate some shit that's like 101.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, I'm at the basic of it all. The basis.
I feel like anybody who has real self-confidence, and I'm saying real self-confidence, because there's a lot of people who think they're confident and they really not. You know, people don't understand what real self-confidence is. If anybody who has real self-confidence, that comes with some hate. Like I'm dead serious. Like if you're really confident in yourself, it's gonna come with some hate. It's gonna come with some, and people don't even know why they hating on you. It's like Jesus.
Oh, okay. You talk about people hating on your confidence.
Yeah, like you
hating on them.
No,
Okay.
people hating on your self-confidence. No reason. Have no reason for hating you. If you're really confident in what you're doing or what you like, Jesus was confident in what he was teaching out there. He had hate for no reason. Some of these people didn't even know why they was hating him. But that's just in today's day. Like you really self-confident, you really understand your mission, understand your what you're trying to get done. You're just gonna develop haters. And I don't know why people hate self-confident. They hate people that are really confident in themselves. It's weird. So I understand what you're talking about.
What's good, fellas? What's good?
Ooh, East Coast expert is here. Ooh,
You know,
been
what up,
waiting on
glasses?
you.
What's the deal?
What's happening, man?
One of the mornings, man. What's the deal?
What happened, man?
Nothing. Everything's good. No complaints. Trying to figure out.
I know, Coach over there feeling good right now, man. I mean, they're about to get 5 burritos back.
Oh wow!
Yeah, hey,
we gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
There you go, Trap. You right
I'm
on
just
it.
saying. I know.
You right on it, Trap.
It's that East Coast shit. Always starting shit.
Nah, man.
Who violated while you were drunk, glasses? That's what it's given. I've never drank, Sherry. I never tried liquor.
Sherry in the building?
Yeah.
Oh, Sherry in the building. What up? Welcome back, Sherry.
No, I never drank, Sherry.
What's good?
You know what's funny?
What's good?
Nobody wants you to talk about drugs, alcohol, none of that. They want you to stay away from that. They like, don't bring that up. But it's like you ain't never noticed the thing that was synonymous in Thug case, in Diddy case, what Kanye going through is drugs and alcohol. Y'all don't never notice that these things are the same conversation. Shout out to Don't Be Treat. Nah, I never even tried it. Nah, never. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they, because it sounds, I know it's like people feel like they have control, but that's the reason why it's, again, they label it a spirit for a reason. It don't gotta exist in you. When you ingest the spirit, that spirit can control you.
Okay, I think this is, I wanted to say this earlier too. I wanted to say this is a conversation that Trap probably needs, because I'm gonna be honest with you. Us three do not drink. You don't drink, right?
No, I don't drink.
Trap is the only person here who really drinks.
They
So,
can't even walk straight. I wouldn't even take a drunk's opinion.
so
Don,
what do you think about this, Trap?
I mean,
Do you
listen,
feel like you're being possessed when you drink?
no, but it's been many nights, it's been many mornings that after I drink, I truly look at myself in the mirror and be like, what the hell was I doing though, man? You know what I'm saying? So those moments do happen.
Hey, Trap, have you ever had any blackouts?
I had a blackout before. Yeah.
So that was a spirit took over you while you didn't know what was going on.
I didn't know what was going on. No, I knew what was going on.
I agree with
I
you.
just couldn't. I knew what was going on.
I label it a spirit.
No.
I agree with you.
hold on,
You go to the
hold on.
liquor
Yeah, I
store,
agree with
it's
you.
like wine and spirits.
Because when you have a blackout, you still be moving around, your body still be talking, and you don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah,
That's like the
something took
spirit of
over
rage.
you.
It's like when people fight.
Yeah.
When people used to fight, they black out and fight. That's the spirit of rage overcoming
Yeah.
their existence.
Yeah,
People
okay.
be like, Glass, man, I can't fight because I'm gonna get you mad. I'm like, why would you get mad? Just fight.
Because new spirit gonna take over and
The spirit
over
of rage.
Trap, did you ever drink so much that you threw up?
all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, plenty of
So
times.
after you threw up, did
That
you
was
feel like you
when I
had
was
an
younger.
exorcism?
When I was younger, hold on a second.
He exercised that spirit.
Did you feel like you had an exorcism after you threw up?
No. Whenever I throw up, I say I'm never gonna drink again. That's what happens with that right there. So I'm never gonna drink again, and then I end up drinking again next
God
week.
and everything. Talk about
Yeah,
you was done
yeah.
with this.
God, please, let this stop, yo, please.
You start praying for
Yeah,
God to exercise
please,
it.
yeah,
Please let
please,
this
I'm
stop,
done.
yo.
I never do
Hey,
this.
that's a good point.
Yeah, you do.
Trap. So
That's my
what do you
drink.
think what do you think the benefits of getting drunk are?
No, I put no lemonade. What's the benefit of getting drunk?
Yeah.
It's something that just I don't know. It's just
Go to AI, Trap.
yeah, right. It's gonna AI ask AI that question, right? Yeah, sure.
Shout out to Squish. Thank you for moderating, Squish. I will see you in Denver, and I'm going to do the
I
low.
think he rewrote it though.
Shout out to Squish. Don't feel bad, Glass. Me neither. Never drink, never smoke. I don't feel bad.
That's y'all. Listen, y'all just scared. That's why y'all just scared. That's all that.
Shout
shit
out
be
to
right
Dimples
there.
Fresh 85, and then he go hit us with the oldest gangbanger chicken book. You just scared to do
Trap,
it.
Just scared.
you sound
Drinking
like
do scare me, Trap, for real. For me, drinking do scare me.
Drinking don't scare me.
Drinking
Lemonade.
scares me.
I just don't get why.
I don't like that feeling.
Trap don't get why either. He couldn't
All
even
that.
answer the question.
No, listen.
Trap
The
was like,
reason-
ooh,
the
it's
reason
something to do.
I drink for a celebration. It's a good time.
You
know what
can't
I'm
just
saying?
celebrate and have a good time without drinking.
Nah. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Nah. It gotta be something to go along with it. Like you might have to have a good meal. You might, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing like having a glass of wine when you're having a nice steak. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Yeah,
what's
good.
better- you know what's good having a glass of wine, good steak, a good steak.
Yeah, I was gonna say food makes
Hey.
you feel high too if it's good
See, but
food.
y'all some well done steak brothers over there though, B. So I can't really listen to y'all right now, then, B.
Nah, I
You know what I'm
eat mine's medium.
Ah, you
I
good
ain't
then.
eat that steak.
I'm
Hey.
learning how.
Hey, and trap. Hey, and what's wrong? If the saying "misery love company" is really true. Because I was just hanging around some people and they was drinking, and they was like, "You want to get a little drink?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't drink." And they was like, "Lame." I was like,
You don't want
They already wanted to say that.
L7.
Coach. They
You know
already
what?
wanted to say that, coach,
It's a
before they was
movie that
drinking.
came out where they all shake this monkey hand, his hand, and they force everybody. That's how I felt my whole life. People trying to force me into the stuff, and I'm like, why? I have never yet to get one reason why I should drink.
You like that theory now, coach? What's in you already comes out when you drink. They called you a lame.
I don't believe
It was
that.
already in them.
yeah, man, that's crazy. I'm a be honest with you. I feel like I was not lame, but, but it just seemed like that peer pressure. They be trying to get you to be. I'm not.
I've
Gonna,
never
I'm
been
gonna call
one of
you
those.
miserable, Trap. I'm not Glasses. I ain't gonna just call you
That's
filthy
I've never
drunk
been-
like you be.
I've never been one of those to try to.
no.
Like,
I'm saying
if somebody,
peer
if somebody
pressure
say
at
don't,
this age is crazy.
if somebody say they don't drink,
You know?
smoke, or something like that, I'm never one to try to get somebody to do it though. I'm not with that right there. You know what I'm saying? I actually commend them for being able to have that much self-control not to do this. You know what I'm saying? Discipline not to do it though. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Shout out to Dimples Fresh 85. The only way the West can become really relevant again is to lean into the West Coast sound. Oh, I hate when they say that.
There we go. Who's that?
Glasses don't believe in the West Coast.
Now
Now.
we want to
Yeah,
sound
we
neutral or like everyone else because there is
You
no
don't.
sound.
He'd be like, "We got that beat from Indiana, and then the psychedelics, and then we chopped it up and we used it over here." Like he He think because he,
Coach don't like your research tactics.
I'm just saying,
I'm just
Glasses
saying,
don't-
look, facts suck. Facts really suck because we come with our like 2-year knowledge of experience in life and feel like we know everything. We be talking about humanity. Humanity been around tens of thousands of years. Nigga be talking about 50 years. Nigga, I know how humans work. Nigga, there's tens of thousands of years to study. Tens of thousands of years. Shout out to Dimples Fresh.
So
G-Funk is the West Sound. No,
Oh, here we go.
G-Funk is not the
Oh
West.
Here we go.
God!
Here we
Oh
go.
going down
God!
the rabbit hole.
Glasses can't,
Oh, God.
Glasses can't think that we took it and made it ours.
No, G-Funk is ours, but G-Funk
Okay.
is not the music. It's us talking over this style of music.
So you said there is no real West Coast sound.
No, it'd be Sunshine Pop.
See, that's what I'm
The
saying.
Beat
He's saying
Boys.
there is no
Nah,
West
what,
Coast sound.
what Glasses did, he saw some people talking about the West Coast sound, laughing and having joy. And he went over there and said, I'm gonna fuck this up with some facts. Here comes some facts for you.
I used to think like everybody else. I used to be like the West Coast sound. It sounded crazy.
I know these niggas ain't over here laughing.
But no, you got a point because the Bay Area don't sound like LA, but it's still
But
the
it-
West Coast. So what
Yeah,
sound
like
is
West Coast
gonna be the sound to represent?
It's not. We didn't shout out to Devil's Fresh. We didn't do sound differently. Sound doesn't work that way. There's only sound. It doesn't work uniquely. Like I get it, man. I don't want to argue this because this is a
Please.
fact versus how people feel about music. The fact is, no keyboard is West Coast, no guitar is West Coast, no bass is West Coast, no nothing is West Coast. Nothing is funk's not West Coast. Nothing is West Coast, but the things that we start to project when we speak. That becomes a cultural thing.
Where's he at?
You know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't the first using funk and hip hop. None of that makes it the West Coast sound.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So when people hear that sound and then they start saying it's West Coast, did they make it West Coast then?
No,
With-
because people don't know shit.
So when people hear East Coast beat and they be like, that's an East Coast beat
Exactly.
right there.
Exactly.
You can't
What you say, Trap?
Shout out
That's
to
exactly
Diamondback
what
Photography.
Coach saying.
Shout out to Diamondback Photography. Count to 10, G. I can feel the frustration building. This
Here,
is what it's
here,
like.
here comes
I
Diamondback.
know
Here
you
it
can
comes.
see it too. They can
This
see
is what
it.
it's like.
He laughing
They
now.
can look and
In about
see
10
it,
minutes.
yeah.
You motherfucking stupid.
They can see it.
Because
That's
people
funny.
know, like,
That's
y'all, like,
funny.
it's just ridiculous.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? It's just a ridiculous thought.
Look
And
at
I
them.
get it because I used to think ridiculous too. But I also was a baby and I used to shit myself. Then you grow up and you learn how to use the toilet. So it's like we passed this. Like, look, I agree. We definitely had a feel that we enjoy funk music. And we tend to start using that to make our samples, but we didn't invent it. We didn't start it. And it is not ours. We don't own funk. G-Funk is a combination of the slang we use and all of those things, the lingo we use, and over this style of hip-hop beat that use black funk music.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Glasses is starting to become Sharif. Like,
Yeah. We ain't trying to hear that shit, Sharif.
yes, like he is starting to become
Yeah, yeah,
Sharif.
yeah,
Like
Sharif.
this dude is
Sometimes I tell you from the East Coast coaches.
no,
You take
no,
it over
I'm
here.
not from the East Coast. Like, oh, say here we go.
I mean, you agree
Coach,
with
you
you,
good up
Trap,
there. You got a
so
smile
much.
on your
I'm not
face. You good.
agree. You know what? I
Yeah.
agree with Trap. I do agree with Trap on a lot of stuff.
Jazz didn't start in
You
New
good.
York.
I agree with Glasses a lot of stuff too.
Jazz
Oh,
didn't-
no,
but
Coach.
Jazz didn't start in New York.
I probably agree with Glasses. Probably like 75% of stuff he said.
Jazz didn't start
Yeah,
in
it's
New
fact.
York.
Jazz started in New Orleans.
But I'm saying just because you use jazz in your samples does not mean that's an East Coast sound.
You know what I realized? I said this shit earlier, right? I think hip hop is the only genre of music that has different sounds in different regions. So you got an East Coast sound, you got a Southern sound, you got a West Coast sound, and you have a Midwest sound though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if a Midwest really got a sound though, but as far as like, I think hip hop is the only genre of music that has that though.
You
No other
know what,
genre-
Trap? Trap. I kind of feel like you onto something there, but I also do feel like if you listen to rock and roll a lot, like you could tell difference in where people are from in rock too. Because I listen to rock a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Selling on the sub.
no, I'm just saying. What's wrong with listening to rock?
I ain't
You
know
only
that.
listen to
But I'm telling you,
you only
the
listen to
problem
what?
is, but this is the problem. What he's saying is it's not really the sound of it. The
Mhm.
culture changes.
But why is not the sound of it? Like if
Because it's that you can't change guitars.
Glasses, I know we're stupid. I know we're dumb. I get it. I know we're just idiots. These are we're music.
No.
Come
Musically
down to our level. Come down to our
No,
level,
it's
lads.
like
Come down to our level,
the
please. Come down
guitar's
to our level.
one thing, but how they play it in different areas makes the
doesn't
difference.
change.
Oh, that doesn't change
No,
how they play.
but I'm saying, like, oh man, the culture
He get
over
frustrated.
it is
Who got the
what
countdown
makes
meter?
it different. If you go listen to EPMD, it sounds like what you would call West Coast.
It didn't
hard.
really sound like that though.
It does.
I got 5 minutes
It
before we
It
done.
does.
Before we dumbasses.
Yeah, before we dumbasses, I got 5 minutes.
I'm gonna take a burrito on that.
Man, shout out to Cats Away from the Bay.
Since you
Don't
got
fall
five
for it,
cut-
G.
Since you got
Nah,
five,
I got 5 minutes.
I might bet a
Cats
burrito.
Away
You
from the
got
Bay.
five
No, too. He said, don't
burritos
fall
coming.
for it, G.
Yeah, I got 5 minutes.
Fall.
I got 5 minutes. I
You gonna have me poke the bear.
I see somebody one day a long time ago, like a week ago, say, I got 10 seconds. I got a coach blow up. I was like, no.
This is a really
I didn't know that.
important thing.
I know that was
Shout out to Keisha B. Shout out to Shabuzi for laughing off the false founding of country music. That's a great point.
Okay, explain that.
Because they couldn't tell him what's country. It's like I tell Trap about rock. They can't tell me what's rock.
Mhm.
Shout out to Aerosmith and Metallica. They couldn't tell me what's rock. Like I know the energy of rock and roll because it comes from my particular ancestor. Oddly,
Mm-hmm.
if Little Richard that comes from my ancestor. So minus the years and years of studying, but I also know energy. Music is energy, how it make you feel. You know what I mean? And then there are some technical things you could size up about it, but it's different. Shout out to Dimples Fresh. That was before us then. DJ Quick created a sound using Roger and Zap. That's not true though, brother. Like, shit,
brother.
You hear this? Hey, turning to Sharif right in front of our eyes.
My brother.
Hey, brother. What up, brother?
Not true, brother.
Yeah, that was a good one, Coach.
Hold on,
because sometimes
brother.
we like, and I'm not saying I get why he says that because I do feel like Quick is the founder of what we would identify, but Quick wouldn't even call his music G-Funk. We would call it G-Funk. Quick was okay. This is the story specifically. Here's the story. Joey and Deuce dad is who raised Quick into manhood. So when he says, Ham and Gina really started to squab about whether I should go or stay, she told him either he goes or we go. We both was on our way. Dre didn't call it G-Funk. No, he didn't. That's not who titled it. G-Funk was something that came from Hutch. But what I'm saying specifically is the Penthouse wasn't listening to the other stuff. They were listening to Too Short. So when Tonight was made, Tonight was inspired by Don't Fight the Feeling, you know what I mean, from Too Short, who started to use funk in his music at a high pace that everybody on the West identified with. That's where the inspiration that came from that clear song that became Tonight.
Let me ask you a question, G. So you said music is energy, right?
Yeah.
So when you hear a certain track and it make you feel like West Coast, does that make it West Coast?
What does it feel like West Coast?
Like when you heard some. Okay, so you got a song. I don't know if you dropped it or not. Spokes. What does it go?
Whipping Spokes.
Yeah, Whipping Spokes. When I heard Whipping Spokes, when I put it on, I said, "This make me feel like the West Coast right now. This make me feel very West Coast. Like that's and I listen to that shit quite a bit when I'm rolling, and it make me feel like I'm driving on the Shaw or driving in LA.
But that's accomplished through like 3 or 4 different things. You know what I mean? That's accomplished through 3 or 4 different things. Like that sample is from Different Strokes. From the TV show. That's the melody. Dun, 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 dun.
Man, I don't think, man, that shit's on fire.
Right? I agree. It is dope. Right?
You got to hear the dun, 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 dun.
It comes from that. Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. Who was made by Alan Thicke, Robin Thicke's dad.
So you pretty much finished that song?
I didn't know he did music too.
Oh yeah, I gotta hear that. Dude.
Alan Thicke is the real genius.
Yeah,
Rob is the shit, but Rob ain't Alan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Alan
is the monster.
Yeah, he's the monster.
So what I'm saying is I can take anything and what y'all would call the West Coast sound, make it sound West Coast.
Y'all Neanderthals.
Not
West Coast
Neanderthals,
sound.
no.
He said y'all.
Fuck, man. No, I'm saying because I understand what you're gauging as this, but really what you're talking about is the level of funk where you can feel the bass, the tempo of the record. Then once I get on the song and I start talking like a West Coast person.
So all right, so like the song that well, you probably didn't hear it yet, but that was the first thing people said though, was that Joey got on a West Coast sounding beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
the one where he sampled the Tupac thing. I heard the intro.
Yeah. It's not the Tupac thing because Big did it first. We're not gonna do that.
But you might as well if you said West Coast and Big and Tupac. You might as well do it.
I think he merged it together. I think the West Coast was the drum patterns, but that sample wasn't. We ain't gonna do that.
Hey, Trav.
What's up?
Hey, quick question on Big, real fast.
What's up?
You know, and I'm not trying to disrespect the dead, but
he got some poor shit.
You said what?
You got some poor shit going on. But go ahead though.
That's what I was gonna ask you, man.
I know you was going with it.
What do we think about Big especially after this Puffy stuff come out, and then they go back to all Big's lyrics and stuff? Like,
oh, you heard that too?
I mean, can we take Big out of the top 5 now?
No.
What about his lyrics?
I think that
crazy, man.
I think that Puff was I don't want to. I'm gonna say pause before I say this though. But he was inserting his power into a lot of his relationships he had with people. You know what I'm saying?
What is his power in this?
It was just like
what is
was
this
the
power?
boss. He was the boss. So I think like he was.
Okay.
I
thought you was using
no,
power.
That's why I said pause. It could have been pause. That's why I said pause before that. But I think he was just
inserting his power into Big.
Yeah, no, that just sounded kind of crazy.
Oh,
coming from him too though. So I think that he probably the one who told Big to say that fucking Richard Pryor line. You know what I'm saying? He probably the one who told. He probably the one who told Big to use that RuPaul line. Like who's gonna say that?
Come on now.
Everybody's
piling on Puff, session, huh?
Come on, bro. Who's gonna say that right there, B?
Biggie wrote all his lyrics. You know that for sure.
No. I mean, what's to be writing lyrics and then go, yo, bro, you should say some shit about you fuck RuPaul before you fuck one of them ugly ass escape bitches. Like, why would you say that for?
Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this to Puff? He got enough problems, man.
But why would you say that for?
Or Biggie went in there and was like, you know what? RuPaul probably look kind of cool to me.
Why you ain't saying nothing, Glasses? Why you over there quiet?
That was fast.
They playing with
hold on. So I always do this to the West Coast every time. Y'all like mentioning Big. But your man Quick done said some foul shit before too.
You said Quick?
Quick said some foul shit before too.
I don't know. I'm not up.
Don't bring up dollars and cents. He said some foul shit on there.
I gotta go back and listen to it.
I had my dick sucked by a man before, but you're gonna be the first little trick ass.
There we go.
Who is he saying that to?
Well, I'm gonna say this. Can I say this about DJ Quick?
But isn't that the whole New York thing too? Suck my dick, telling men each other that.
That is a New York thing.
It all go back to the father.
When I tell you, boy,
this conversation because I really realized what's wrong with East Coast right now. You will not take accountability. Every time you let accountability go, it gets further away from its father.
So you saying East Coast are like women?
Wow.
Oh shit. Yo.
No, I'm just saying.
It's not crazy. They do have this weird thing like with accountability where they don't really want to take accountability for nothing. Like they try to act like NWA. They try to act like NWA started gangster rap, and I'm like, that's not true. East Coast started gangster rap.
I wouldn't say like I would say what NWA did. If we started gangster, if we're gonna say we started it though, y'all put the light on it though. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't to the forefront of our sound. Gangster rap wasn't the forefront of our sound.
That's even true.
That is true.
Probably was at the forefront of your sound.
No, Public Enemy would have been more forefront than Schoolie D, Cool G Rap.
Yeah, but y'all had stuff that was doing better than Public Enemy as well. You as much as you had Public Enemy You had other things that was like, let's be honest, the first gangster rap song we won't admit it is Melly Mel, right? Like the message. It's really the first. That's the first. I'm fed up with this and I'm about to lose my mind, which is the cornerstone of being a gang member in the first place, right? So that's the initial energy into it. You know what I mean? So everything that kind of the East Coast wants to put off on other people is something that they already started. The melody rap, they started it. You know what I mean? That's what Daz Affection did. We call it Iggity Biggity rap. All of this stuff existed in New York first. And because they won't take ownership of it, you know what I'm saying? You have a problem. That's true. Shout out to Dice, Just Ice.
So East Coast want the pretty side of hip hop.
No. So it's like if you like a big brother or you like a father.
Yeah.
And then your kids are kind of outdoing you in different
That's
places.
what I be saying.
You kind of don't know. I had a dope conversation
Jealous
with
big brother.
my boy from Alabama, my cousin from Alabama, right? He was telling me he was phrasing his debate that the New York took the ball back in hip hop in 94 from the West. He felt like the West got it in 88. And I said, that's not true.
Who took it in 94, they think?
Well, because what happened
93.
was Illmatic dropped. And what happened with Illmatic, they established themselves inside of New York. Again, they had felt like they lost something, which that's not even true for some reason, but they felt that way until Illmatic came out, and then they established how they felt.
It was before 94. Wu-Tang came out 93. We caught it back in 93.
But that just didn't happen because Snoop and Dre is in 92, 93, and 94.
But what I'm saying is like, so when Wu-Tang comes out, right? Wu-Tang was such a rush within like what they was bringing. You know what I'm saying? They were so polarizing what they was bringing. Though it did shine the light. It shined the light back on it.
It should have been really well. You never didn't have the light, and that's really the truth. You never, not one time, didn't have the light.
Nah, when Snoop was going, y'all was doing y'all thing.
No. You never did not have the light. There was always incredibly successful East Coast rappers my whole life till probably just the other day. This just stopped. I've never remembered a year of hip hop until I got into the business that the East Coast didn't have some successful artist or two. So even when we say 92, 93, 94, you're talking about the years LL Cool J is really at his peak selling pinnacle powers. You talking about when Onyx comes out. You talking about if you say 93, you talking about when Wu-Tang, the greatest group of hip hop, is available now. You start talking about Redman and them coming out around this time, right? Mm-hmm. You start talking 94. There was never a time the East Coast didn't have the rock.
Think when you stating it though, you got to state. You got you win the game. Yeah, we in the game. We ain't the leading scorer though. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like that.
It's like when Kareem, like Magic Johnson, came in the NBA. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is still Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Even as an older man, it's still Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So if it was based off of that, then the East Coast would have never, in theory, got the rock back. Because at that point in 90, if you say in 93, right? Remember the Chronic comes out in 92. Dog comes out in 93. These at the end of the year. So you talking about all 93 is all the Chronic. All 94 is Dog. These are the biggest things in hip hop in the record industry.
Mm-hmm.
95 is Murder Was the Case. 96, Tupac and Big. 97, even in 97, when Big passed away, it kind of was like bittersweet.
Nah, Mace came around 97.
Yeah. But you've always had presence at the forefront of hip hop.
Hey, Trap, you're proving this point, Trap.
No,
about accountability.
I'm letting him just talk.
You're proving this point.
Ain't no proving no point. I'm letting him just talk right now. You gotta understand. I gotta listen. I like to listen. I like to listen to respond. I want to hear what he's saying. I'm gonna respond to what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Will you finish? So,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
So now what I'm saying is, I understand that what you're saying. though. Like we probably always had a spot. You know what I'm saying, within like the game. You know what I'm saying, we was in the game up until probably like 2005, probably, and that's probably when it started like merging. Where it was like now like the top 3 or top 5 might not be a East Coast rapper though, but Hov was always involved in it though. I mean, I don't know. I don't have really no rebuttal to what you said. You was right. I mean, I got too much to say, son.
Like Hov been a lifetime number 2. Is he'd always been number 2.
That's great though. That's great though, coach.
He's an honorary number.
No,
2.
yeah, he's a great. No, Hove is a great, like, I can see how some people put them in a top 5 and everything, but I'm just saying, even when Hove dropped, he's probably been the number 2 ever since he's been out. Like even if there was somebody a number 1 someplace else, he's always been number 2. Like he's been like
and we all agree that he's always either been 1, 2, or 3. It depends on when you want to argue. When he finally hit his stride in '98, he's always been right there, and that's kind of the joyous of his run. Like that's it was the first run. Well, we don't give enough credit for LL Cool J for that too.
But I feel like Hove is like the best silver medalist in hip hop. Like he's always been he's always been like that number 2 guy that, like when DMX was, he'd be number 2. He always was like that number 2 dude. And I think his longevity and the fact that he was always in the top, like G said, always in the top 3 area when he's out. I think that's what makes Hove great.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was somebody else I just figured out the other day did the same thing. Now, would you say Wayne did the same thing?
Wayne was odd because Wayne came out in '98, '99, and he kind of just never, like he was successful in the business, but he didn't really heat up until probably the mid 2000s.
Yeah, like 08 and shit like that.
But his floor was so goddamn high. I mean, it's rare we seen somebody else platinum, and that's their floor.
Let me ask you this, right?
Up at the platinum in the first 7 days.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Wayne was able to escape the fact of, like, people never mentioned that Wayne was a child. He started in the game like 14 or something like that, B.
Yeah, he's the best child hip hop artist ever.
He is, right?
Hey, hold up.
Nah, he is, bro.
Chris Cross?
No, he's better than Chris Cross.
I'm just playing. I'm playing.
I don't know who else you could put next to him. You can't put Bow Wow. Bow Wow, once Bow Wow grew up, it was like over for his music and shit like that. Wayne was able to, you don't even think about him being a child star.
Wayne is number 1 for sure, but Bow Wow's number 2.
Can you mention Wayne with Michael Jackson? As far as child star.
No.
As far as child star that grew up, that went into superstardom.
No.
Say that again, Trap.
All right, so as far as you being introduced to him as a child, and he went into his career and became, you know what I'm saying, like Lil Wayne of an adult and is like a superstar like that. Not to say that he reaches the level of Michael Jackson.
Comparison, man.
Michael Jackson is.
Them shoes is too big.
Yeah, don't do that, Trap.
I think that
that's unfair.
I see where you're going with the Trap. I get it.
No, that's unfair.
I see what Trap is trying to do there, but
now you mixing hip hop and Michael Jackson.
No, it's
them like trying to put on Ronald McDonald shoes though.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to say you wouldn't say you're the closest to our Michael Jackson in hip hop.
Oh yeah, I'll say that.
That's what I mean. I don't
That's
mean like
better, though.
that's what I mean. That's what I mean like that.
Okay.
I don't mean like the comparable, like he didn't reach Michael Jackson's status. So nah.
Shout out to Lawrence Freeman, who makes a great point. LL Cool J was a 16.
He was a child star too.
Oh wait a minute, LL was 16.
LL was 16.
So wait a minute, what?
LL is only 1 year older than Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Wait a minute. So
and he's been out 12 years before Jay-Z.
What came out at 16 for LL?
Radio.
Radio came out at 16.
Radio came out at 16.
That was his
Okay, so in that case, take Bow Wow off that list. Number 2.
Bow Wow number 2. I mean, LL number 2. LL number 2.
And we really need to really discuss LL
and Lil Wayne. Yeah, LL and Lil Wayne become a real conversation.
Are we talking about just music, or are we talking about the whole totality?
What you talking about?
As far as
that's a real conversation. It's LL Cool J.
LL was. This gonna sound crazy. Me growing up as a West Coast dude. LL might have been the first East Coast dude.
That's everybody's. Listen, I always tell people he's like hip hop's first superstar.
Okay,
in my opinion, Run DMC was the first. Run DMC was probably the first star, but man, LL. I mean, just look at him.
He had that attitude, like fuck you guys.
He was like really the
like fuck.
He was really the rebel.
Yeah,
like LL was the first dude. This one, I told you how I went back. I'm gonna go back on that self-confidence thing I was talking about because LL had that real self-confidence when he first came out. I hated on LL at first. Like I was like this nigga, and then after I started getting older, and I was like, hey, LL's the shit though. Like that boy, that gold rope, that Adidas suit, and man, like LL was dope.
Shout out to Wall 91 Nuts. I live long enough to see LL become the most underrated MC of all time. I actually agree with that. I am not mad at that. The actual slander that LL Cool J takes, like, and it's crazy because he's revered, but what he should be is not. I always tease trapping them. The way they treat Nas is the way really LL is that. But for some reason, sometimes it just don't work. But LL for sure is like probably the most, like I've never in my life saw somebody so accomplished, so fantastic, kind of be not treated correct.
Is it because he be over here on the West Coast now?
No. I just think he came at a time when hip hop really didn't get no credit.
Yeah, but like you said, all the things he have done, wouldn't you think they'd be like? Because he still goes back and try to put festivals and stuff on back.
He just put out an album last year that was really good.
You know, but yeah, like you say, they still don't give him.
I don't know, man. New York is really funny when it comes to certain rappers.
Do they treat him like 50?
No, they respect 50. It's different. They respect 50 in the streets, but it's New York. New York is different with certain. No, because
no, I'm laughing because they'll give you that same ass whooping 50 will give you though. Like,
why, you know? You're supposed to treat 50 a certain way too.
No, they respect 50. They respect 50, but it's like when we talk about all the time. For them, hip hop goes from Melly Mel to Rakim.
Okay,
that's how. I mean, but I guess it's like gangbanging. You know what I mean? Like it's how some things we take it for granted. I think New York takes hip hop for granted.
Oh my God, yo! I have my headphones up. I can't even hear what y'all was saying. What the hell?
No, he's backed up for no battles.
I'm saying I think y'all take hip hop for granted. Not like
hip hop for granted. What do you mean by that?
Because in y'all mind, it starts with it goes from Melly Mel to Rakim. Y'all have mentioned G-Rap, y'all have mentioned Kane, y'all have mentioned Chris, you know what I mean, KRS-One, y'all have mentioned them, but y'all don't have a lot of reverence for people that was doing something a little different. So like, you don't really talk about Houdini. Y'all really don't show enough love to the Fat Boys.
Wow. You know why? Let me tell you why. So the people that you mentioned like that is the they mentioned Kane though, but you mentioned people you mentioned is the people that we're gonna shine light on people that changed the game. Not the people that was like in between the game like that. So it's like, all right, so Melly Mel brought the MC into the game. That's who like that. Rakim stole the flow down like that. You know what I'm saying? If you mention Kane, you mention Kane as being the person who started the punchlines and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta, but everybody else is gonna get mentioned. Everybody else gonna get mentioned amongst it though, but those are gonna be the person that changed the game like that. That's all it is.
I don't know if that's legitly as simple as that.
Trap, I think that
there's many of them that like
you gotta bring something to the game. You just come in the game rapping.
Genie music changed the game, but trap just not really seeing that.
Dougie came out with the human beatbox that changed the game for a while.
Biz was doing that though. Biz was doing that too though.
Yes.
Trap, I think G is saying that. I think he's saying that y'all take hip hop for granted. I think it's if P Diddy is hip hop, I mean, is East Coast and hip hop will be Cassie. Like I feel like y'all.
Wow.
Like honestly, like I feel like y'all see it with somebody else and be like, wait, hold up, Kid Cudi, the West Coast. Like
Trump has commuted the federal sentence of Larry Hoover.
Yeah. Why he did it?
Wow.
He did it. Wow.
I'll be doing a bunch of weird stuff and then he do some stuff like that.
Wow.
Wow. He let Hoover out.
He's commuting everybody's sins lately.
Wow.
He did the reality show on person too, the husband and wife.
He did that sheriff too. That committed a fraud. He doing everybody.
Wow.
He doing everybody out.
Holy shit.
That's cool as fuck.
Trump, I don't want to hear shit about Trump no more, y'all.
Real New Yorker, dog.
Word, from Queens too. Queens. Where you from now?
Wow.
Queens. Real.
Oh shit.
Come on, guys.
RNS right there. That's RNS right there. Real niggas.
That's all you gotta do is and then y'all good with them now?
And give them checks back out.
Huh?
I'm just saying.
This World War he about to get us into? Nothing wrong with that. Y'all think it's not?
I don't think so.
I don't
know.
I'm waiting to what Ye gonna say? What Ye gonna say about that? I told y'all. I told y'all.
Wow.
I told y'all DT had us. Word. That's crazy. That's him.
But you say he act like a New York person anyway, so you know he never gave up. Trump never gave up his New York ways.
Never.
He a full out New York dude the whole
time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was helping niggas back in the days anyway. People don't know.
He was helping us. He was doing some bullshit to us too, though. He was also doing some bullshit though too.
Well, that was his family that he inherited that bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, he did some bullshit too.
Wow.
No, he was robbing all the white.
Did the Central Park 5 when he put the article out
for their money. That's what he was doing.
New
Hustling
York
white
thought
people.
they was guilty.
Wow.
Oh, you talk about the
He
Central
said
Park
New York
case.
was guilty.
I'm gonna bring this up. What you say? Let me see this shit real quick. That's crazy. That's dope, man.
That is crazy.
well, he's making the right strategic moves, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's very strategic.
What's happening right now?
He just got the whole New York,
I'm looking it up right now.
all the boroughs and everything.
Chicago got cracked.
All that.
Larry Hoover from the shot.
He's getting every man.
He can't even run again. Like, what does it matter if you get all New York?
They said he's trying to get a fourth. He's trying to get a third term.
He trying to be a dictator. He
I
trying not to
Mm-hmm.
trying not to run again.
Don't nobody want to run this raggedy motherfucker that long.
I think he'll get everything he can while he can.
Trump pardons Larry Hoover. Oof.
I don't think Trump gets nothing out of running the country. I think he gets I think it's more about the fame for him. He get to be the
likes and shit.
he get to be out there.
In the news
I think
every
he
day.
did what he was trying to do already at this point. Now it don't even matter.
What was that he's trying to do?
Damn, Larry Hoover. Welcome home, homeboy. Shit. That is all right.
This nigga G be president. He be letting out everybody. Did you rape anybody? All right, come on.
Shit made me feel like R. Kelly got a shot. Everybody get an uproar enough.
I think
Shit.
he'd give R. Kelly what he's supposed to get.
No,
Nah,
Like,
I think if
I don't know
somebody
if
put
he
it
got what they
forth.
said the term has been commuted. I'm interested.
It says
But-
Donald Trump reveals his latest criminal to get presidential pardon.
He got
This was 15
pardoned.
minutes ago. This was 15 minutes ago right here.
y'all niggas is happy like y'all about to start committing crimes now.
Nah, it's just to the fact of
I'm like, I'm about to
making
do
some
crime
moves,
now
man.
and get pardoned.
He making some moves.
It's just cool when you see brothers, you know, who meant something. Like I just don't want to believe this country act like they don't understand why certain things have to happen and everybody can exist in this space of where there's not crime versus people who trying to keep a sense of justice going and make sense out of it.
It's cool when you see something like the Mendez brothers getting all this hoopla about trying
Exactly.
to get out and everything.
Blew their mom,
Yeah,
and
and
dad
did
head
all
off in
that.
cold blood.
You know, then Larry Hoover gets commuted. You'd be like, okay, there might be a little bit of God here.
Just a
You
little,
know, just a little bit of God here.
little bit.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Little bit,
saying?
bro.
Just a little bit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not hating on Hoover for getting out. Like, I'm happy. I'm happy. Any black dude who get out
Yeah.
or after serving
Decades.
yeah, like serving time.
Decades.
Even if you can, if you commit a crime, you probably should do some time, but
Correct.
not as much time as they giving out black people. They giving out black people
Facts.
too much time for some of the crimes they doing. So
They always been doing
when they
that.
let out a black dude, yeah, of course I'm gonna be happy about it, but it ain't
But
enough.
what you say?
It
Bro?
ain't enough though. Like it
Oh,
ain't enough.
Remember the Trap leave? I think Trap
Oh, it's not enough for you to ride.
Trap went to go celebrate.
Oh no, it's not
He
enough for
went
you
to
to
go-
ride with DT.
he wanna go
is
hit
what
the
you're
streets.
saying. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I can't.
It's not enough for
Yeah,
you
it's
to
not
ride
right
with
enough for me
DT.
to ride with DT. No.
Okay, that's the bottom line of what you're saying.
Nah.
Okay.
You know.
But no, I was just thinking about all of that, man.
Trap gone?
Yeah.
Trap went to
We
go
gonna get up
celebrate,
outta
man. He said, Hoover out.
Exactly.
He went to go hit the streets. That boy collecting beads right now.
No Ceilings Live lunch hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time right here on Digital Soapbox. Click the like, please like it, thumbs up if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitter, retweet this link. If you're on Facebook, share this post. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast. This is a stream. This is not a podcast. This is a stream.
Anything coming up in the future?
We got a podcast. Not just yet.
Mhm.
But that, like I told y'all, that song will be available. I
June
really
10th.
want everybody to pre-order it. It's probably gonna go live on that Monday on the 2nd of June.
Or 2nd of June?
It's gonna go live. The pre-order link.
Okay. All right.
But the video ain't gonna drop until when?
Probably the 10th when the song come out.
Man, we need to have like a world premiere on something for the video.
You gotta do it on us now. We gotta figure out some way to do it. That'd be dope.
Yeah, like a world premiere somewhere.
It's just gonna be a journey, man. But I was thinking about that, Trap. The only way the East Coast can get the ball back is if they actually start to take accountability.
Accountability for what though, bro? What are you talking about,
Everything
man?
that you're supposed to be mad at.
Y'all started pause, man. Why you think y'all started pause?
Pause was a game that was being played way before anybody outside of New York knew about it. That shit was getting played when I was young, though. Pause, snatchy, all that shit, though.
Where was pause at when Biggie was saying these lyrics?
He ain't gonna let you go, Trap, on this one.
I'm saying, like,
I got a couple more DJ Quick lyrics I can find for you though too, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep this up right now. I can do this all day. I can do this all day, man.
East Coast.
I done said some foul shit on the West Coast too, man. I can do this all day now.
They just have their own. East Coast got to go tip for tat.
We can do this Friday. Let's do this on Friday. Let's do this on Friday. I got a whole list of shit that y'all missed. Y'all be saying some. Yo, hold on. What the nigga said on that Drake Day shit? What Drake said on that shit? Was it Snoop? One of them said some wild shit about. It was Drake, right? It was Drake, right? Yeah, it was Drake. Yeah, it was Drake. Yeah.
I just think those guys at that time was a different level of gangster.
That's real gangster. That was real gangster.
Like Daddy Cat.
I seen Snowfall. Before.
I think men before us, men that were born in the 70s and the 60s, were about like they were trying to,
like you said,
emasculate
DMC
you.
had the jogging suits that gangsters wore when they was hanging out. So you right.
There you go, Diamondback. You know what it was.
Teeth in your mouth, so my dick's got my sack on your tongue.
I think you want to leave that alone. I think you want to leave that alone. Leave that alone.
I'm just saying,
I like how he made that rhyme too. With my sack on your tonsils, while you on stage rapping at your whack ass concert.
Y'all keep talking about these nuts, all that shit right there. Somebody was saying something. What about these nuts?
Pause worthy.
These nuts is pause worthy. What you mean?
These nuts ain't pause.
My nuts in your chin. Where's my at?
So you think these nuts is more pause worthy than suck my dick?
If somebody says if my nuts is on your chin, where's my at?
That's not
these. You got a dick in your mouth.
That ain't these nuts. Like you.
All I do, B. I'm saying, like, I know what all this shit
all I'm saying is I just think that that's kind of the problem. I think that y'all have to kind of take accountability for all of this stuff and not kind of act like you just not involved.
Not involved, I mean, how though? What you mean?
Like when I listen to the forefathers like do that, I just thought about that. But I'm interested, you know what I mean? And I'm looking at the next producers. I'm really interested for real. I think it's a chance, and I think we need it too. I think we need some good old fashioned New York rap music.
Is Joey the one?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Glasses, Joey Badass the one?
I don't know. I mean, could
you know, dope. That boy who Lake and them got. Kai Cash dude.
Mm-hmm.
Young boy, nice. Young boy, nice, and he sound like New York, and he preaching that whole like let's bring the sound back, all that drill shit got to get packed up and all that. Like he's standing on it like that. I'm messing with him a lot. Word.
Yeah, we do need y'all do need some more. Y'all need to get back to them East Coast. I know Glasses don't believe in this. I need to get back to them East Coast beats. Y'all need to go get the best East Coast producer y'all can. The Alchemist.
I'm right here, man. They gotta come get some beats from me. I got some beats for everybody, man. So I keep telling them that shit.
Y'all need to go get the best East Coast producer y'all can find, the Alchemist. And
Coach, disregard what you just said.
No, I think I never. No,
let him hear the joint. Let him hear the song. Glasses.
That's East Coast producer is the West Coast guy, and then and
you know that's crazy.
And Trap.
That's crazy.
Hey, Trap.
Nah, I mean, he could keep it going though. He can mention Premier too though. Premier not from New York either. And they say Premier is the East Coast sound. He from Houston.
And that's why I keep saying
that's
I hate
crazy.
when y'all say that shit.
That's crazy right there.
Is the East Coast sound. Alchemist is from the West Coast. He's from LA, Beverly Hills. Sometimes, man, y'all be saying this
best
shit.
East Coast producer.
This your fault though, Trap. I'm glad you're gonna get all of this. I'm glad you're gonna get all of this because when y'all keep saying East Coast sound, a Texas dude made East Coast sound.
I mean, after Trap, Alchemist the best East Coast producer after Trap.
Nah, Alchemist got it. Alchemist got it. You crazy? Alchemist got it. That's the best producer. That's best producer of the 2000s, man.
The best producer, he produced the best East Coast sounds.
He did.
Nigga from Los Angeles.
He did. He did. Because you gotta think, look at where he got, look at where he like the route that he came from. Went from Muggs to Havoc. You know what I'm saying? Who else he sat next to? What's his name went crazy on him on the show the other day. Lex be going crazy on him, talking about he's an imitator. So I guess he was thinking he imitates the East Coast sound now.
That Quiet Storm beat.
That's Havoc beat.
It can't be that East Coast then if anybody can make it.
He rocked the truth. I can't.
If a West Coast could make it.
Or somebody from Texas.
Yeah, Kyle Cash is, for team, Kyle Cash is that true. He dope right now.
Hey, where Premier from?
Premier from Texas.
From Texas.
Premier from Texas?
Yeah.
As an adult too.
Yo, Dice, Pete Rogers did the album, did the auditorium with Common.
Hey, who is the best? So okay, we understand Al can Premier the best East Coast producers that but they not from the East Coast. But who's the best homegrown other than you, other than Trap? Who's the best homegrown East Coast producer right now?
Got a lot of producers right now. I like what Q-Tip did for the LL Cool J album.
I like that album way better than the Common Alchemist.
Yeah, I like that. I like he did all the production on that. I mean, people getting, if you're talking about like new producers, people getting they getting caught. I like Cash Cobain. I like the other dude who did the beats for I don't know if he's from the East though. Who did the beats for Joey and what's the name? Joey.
I'm talking about like give me a producer like if we throw out Mustard, like if we say Mustard, like a producer who
don't have that person
who do it.
Just Blaze.
That's just a different time period.
I'm saying Just Blaze. Okay, so we talking about 2010 or what we doing? 2000.
You want to go more recent right now?
Yeah, somebody.
I like the dude. I forgot his name, man. The one who did that. I like the dude who be doing. I like the dude. You might laugh. I like the dude who be doing Ice Spice beats. You know
yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. We're gonna
laugh. I'm talking about the production. I'm not talking about the song. I'm talking about the production of the beats.
I don't like the production.
I like the beats.
I
like Cash Cobain. I like Cash Cobain beats.
Music. I like Cash stuff though.
I like Cash Cobain beats. But you know what I'm
saying? That's what's wrong with hip hop in general. Like Ty right now. Ty just did the YG. Shout out to the new YG and what's them boys? Shoreline Mafia song. It's called Hollywood. That's a real record. Ty produced it. Like I feel like the West Coast would have really got his credit for the run they had from 2010 to 2020 if Ty was producing for people. Because it was Mustard, because it was Hit, because it was only one or two other people, we didn't have Ty. Like runs for producers when it comes to like regions come in producers. Like producers produce the wave of it. So like in the prime of the West Coast, the wave of it was driven by Quick, Dre, Battle Cat, Warren and Pooh. Like they were driving it. Even Slip, stuff he was doing for Most Conscious, Most Wanted. Producers drive the wave. Without producers developing sounds that y'all tend to put on a region, you know what I mean, then you don't have it. So you got to flush out your sound. So like all our stuff came from Hit and it came from Mustard.
Artists artistically, like okay, just saying artists, not producing, because I know you do talk about how good a producer Ty is. I'm mad he don't do it more now because you saying he
just did this YG. He did Tour Booted. He did half of Paranoid. He did this new song. He did
Paranoid?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mustard did Paranoid.
It just seemed like okay, so but this him being an artist, do you think who would you compare? You think he's like a Nate Dogg or?
I think I told you like Rick James.
Rick James.
But he's like Rick James to me naturally, but he aspires to be Babyface.
Okay. And who do you think Nate Dogg was then for his time? Kind of like, or do you think Nate Dogg was just Nate Dogg?
Nate Dogg's biggest influence was that dude that killed himself. What's his name? Had the song Roberta Flack. Donnie Hathaway. That was his biggest. He loved Donnie. I think that was his style. But I think he brought something to hip hop that didn't exist. But Ty personally is Rick James. I've been telling him that since we met him. You know what I mean? That's
high praise too, though.
Ty, because if you really know what he does, Ty cultivated the party scene. Like our party scene is really the child of Ty, Jacasso, and our latest party scene, 2010, the Ratchet scene. That's Ty's. That's his baby. I know he don't get a lot of credit in the fold of it, but that's why he's on the hooks. That's why he's doing some of the music. That's really him. Mustard is his understudy. Like that's his baby. The Ratchet movement is Ty's brainchild.
It's funny because I never looked at Ty like that until you start talking about him, and then I start thinking about some of his stuff he's done, and I'm like, yeah, shit was fire, shit was tight. It's funny how underlooked. I feel like he's well known. I feel like people do know him, but I do feel like he probably should be a little bigger possibly.
But that's why you'll see somebody like Kanye or see him and scoop him. Because Kanye know. Like, so I know because the more I learned, I was like, oh, I get it. This nigga is Rick James. And again, when Ty want to make a party, like it's second nature. He don't have to try hard. Like when he's doing his other stuff, he working. But like second nature, like man, I watched this motherfucker do songs, bro, that become hit records like effortlessly.
But that's how I knew he was dope too. When you start talking about him, and then when I seen Kanye scoop, because Kanye's a talent vampire. So I was like, all right, he's gonna. Oh, if he understand, that's one thing Kanye do understand. He do understand talent. He do know who he should work with and who. So it's funny, but Rick James, that's high praise, man. Because Rick, I think people don't realize how dope Rick James was sometime either. Rick James was
super dope.
Yeah, super dope.
But that's who he is. That's his talent. Like that nigga really is Rick James. Like he could make street songs like today. Like he's that talented of an act. It just would be keeping him wanting to party because Ty is such a.
You ever do anything with Ty?
Yeah. That remember, so
you got a few things with him, don't you?
Yeah. I got some. My first gold record came from a Ty doing the first verse, but Tootin' and Bootin' inspired my first gold record. That's what he kind of used as inspiration to make that good. You know what I mean? Then Long Way is like probably gonna be my first overseas gold plaque. Is Long Way. Ty does the hook. Like Ty is really like the one. Like Ty, like I knew Mustard was shining, but I could also see Mustard was Ty's understudy. And I mean, obviously Mustard is Mustard. Hit Boy is my little homie. Like all these people I've been knowing them. I knew Hit Boy and Ty for a while, but Ty is just like incredible, man. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. Get on that bass. He just a bad motherfucker, man. And I think he in a space right now wanting to produce. Like I think he did good with the Kanye stuff. It got him some paper. He's straight, you know what I mean? And now he want to cook. You know what I mean? We've been talking about making a record, but like
you got me wanting it now. Like I'm trying to. I didn't want to be overstep my back. When you get, I want to hear.
We talking about doing a whole little 30-minute project. Like because it's just people ask me all the time if there's one person who I want to work with from today, Ty would be the person. Ty is like that dope. Like think about I'm calling Rick James, and you know I know about Rick James.
Yeah, for sure.
So it takes a different type of nuts to call this nigga Rick James. Like it's shit that I know still that people don't even know that Ty can do. Like I know it because I saw this motherfucker really do it, and I saw him like he an animal. He like he like you know what I mean. He get busy. Like he ain't no motherfucking joke. You know what I mean? Mustard get cracking. I mean, obviously, I ain't got to tell y'all, but Ty is one of them niggas that if we had that would have been our run like 2010 to 2020. It would have been clear that was our run because we'd have had the biggest and best records. We'd have had, instead of, how many artists did we break at that time? 6?
So,
through the Ratchet Sound?
Tiger.
Ty.
YG. Ty.
Tiger.
Mustard. Who else? Kid Ink, yeah.
Kid Ink, and it's
Problem had a joint during that time too, though, right?
Who?
Problem had a joint at that time though too, right?
Yeah, but he didn't come from them. He just was making music that was
that
like
sound, yeah. But that sound,
I'm saying there's one more person that ended up getting a gold or platinum record out of that shit. But it was like 6 niggas that came from that Ratchet movement. And remember, this is just Mustard and like, but if Ty made it his business, Ty could have ran around and broke probably 4 more artists. That's how dope Ty was, man. Ty dope.
Ty super dope. I like Ty from the time when I heard him. 2010, 2009.
He might be one of the baddest motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like like I'm not saying he like Teddy, none of them. You know what I mean? But for sure in today's time, he's like probably one of the baddest motherfuckers I ever saw do it.
I like that Beach House tape. I like the what's it called? Beach House. I like the other one what he did for his brother. The album.
Go listen to the Whoop. There was a mixtape with him and Joe Moses. And you can hear so many party songs that could have been big if a label was working that shit. Like he a monster, dog. Like that's what we were missing. You know what I mean? We didn't have that 3rd or 4th guy to anchor a production wave. You You know what I mean? We had Mustard, we had Hit on the critical side. You know what I mean? If we had Ty and Jakasso didn't die, a couple other like that was it. Like we had it. So to me, that's what New York is trying to do. They trying to figure out exactly how they want to approach making music. Like producers need to flush out something that feels like their own thing. Because as much as we say West Coast sound, DJ Quick don't sound nothing like Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre don't sound nothing like Battle Cat. Battle Cat don't sound nothing like Warren. Warren don't sound nothing like Slip. Slip don't sound nothing like Pooh. There was no sound. They all sound different. You could hear their shit clearly, and it sounded completely different.
What is that?
No, Trap, go ahead.
What I think it is though, like when it kind of is that, and I'm not mad at them no either though. It's that we letting the young dudes, you know what I'm saying, create their vibe that they want to do. You know what I'm saying? I think that they ain't really none of like the older rappers like really left it behind to be like, yo, this like, and have the younger kids, but y'all want to sound like, I want to sound like Fab. I want to sound like Jadakiss. I want to do, you know what I'm saying, like that though. I want to stay within that tempo right there. They was like, nah, they wanted to do their own thing. That's what, and that's what comes about with them trying to do their own thing is looking. But see, the only thing about it was they didn't create it on their own. It's coming into their own now, but when they started it though, they was looking at Chicago though, which is that, you know what I'm saying? They followed the trend and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to come and stick with our trend that was going on because it was like they was dying down. They was dying down. So when they did all that, it kind of like, you know what I'm saying? We kind of like a couple steps behind. They're going to eventually catch up. Like when
y'all just didn't have your Mustard.
Cash could be it though.
They still don't.
No, you got to. That's the thing. You gotta find your Mustard. You know what I mean? You gotta find your Mustard. I think y'all got some Hit Boy comparables. You know, the boys up in. I mean, if New York City, probably not.
Oh,
hey Trap, are you nervous that people just
no? Because if y'all don't want to claim Buffalo or
who don't want to claim Buffalo with this thing again, man? You're gonna keep stopping
to me last week. Why is you talking?
Listen,
shit like
but it's music. We talking about music. We're not talking about where they live at, their lifestyle.
When I say will New York City, right? I'm saying specifically that. I'm saying, well, then that's the case. You got a Hit Boy. You do got it in Conductor.
Trap, are you scared that New York don't have nobody like that to help y'all? Y'all don't have no Mustard. Y'all don't have no Hit Boy. Y'all don't have no.
But to create the sound.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes down to it, we still got the legends is still here. You know what I'm saying?
But like, you guys need something new, fresh. Like, you think the legends is gonna build y'all?
They got it. Cash is it.
Take back over.
Nah, Cash is it. I think Cash is bringing a good sound to the game. That, you know what I'm saying, it's for the younger dudes.
Hey,
they don't want.
Give me some notable.
Cash Cobain had a bunch of like he went on the run last year.
Okay,
he had some joints with A Boogie. He had a joint with what's your boy name? What's your boy name? Don Toliver. Don Toliver had a joint. He had a joint. They had Charlie Wilson on the song. He had his own songs. He had everybody was coming up for songs at one point. Yeah,
you think he gonna ever make something that's not just a regional hit? Like, you think he gonna?
His songs that he made with other artists is bigger than just regional though.
Who?
He haven't had a national song.
I'm trying to see.
That Don Toliver song is national.
Hey, but another question, Trap. Who is going to be the rapper that he in the East Coast that he can give a beat to?
Shit, it won't matter if you can get a producer that takes a song national. If he could take a record national, you can find any artist.
He better.
I'm telling you, it's some producers, yo.
Hey, Trap, you say he did something with A Boogie and that couldn't go.
Do you got an East Coast sound?
East Coast what?
Do you got East Coast sound to your music since you say you produce?
Yeah.
What?
I got a soulful sound.
Since you say you produce.
Well, he's been naming all these other producers. It's not itself like he could.
I got a soulful sound, man.
Bring New York back.
Shout out to the homie. They said conductors from Missouri glasses.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Wow,
I didn't know that.
Steve over here still enjoying, dog.
I didn't know that. That was Steve. I did not know that.
You gotta step up, Trap. You gotta be the sound of the East Coast.
Trying, man.
King is getting shady in his old age, man.
I know, right?
He ain't getting shady.
What? I support Trap.
Thank you, King. I appreciate that.
You a producer, Trap.
I support Trap.
Yeah, right. Appreciate that, King.
Trap say you got some beats.
Play the joint with their glasses.
Huh?
Play the drink for them when we finish. Play the drink for them.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say that, Trap. I got to hear something.
You
Yeah,
heard
you
it.
got.
I heard
You
it.
probably heard it.
I played it for you. I sent it to you before.
Okay.
What is it? The Willie Manchester or something.
Willie Manchester.
No, that's Trap.
That's Trap.
Yeah.
Trap. Hey,
Yeah. You fuck with that one?
nigga, do I fuck with it?
Yeah.
What the
That,
fuck
yeah.
you talking
They
about?
killed that. They killed that.
He's
Shit.
probably. It's funny. I was just talking to my So my son, you know, my son is about he about to turn 20 this year, and I be, you know, he seen Glasses a couple of times and shit. You know, he like Glasses and everything, but
yeah.
he was like, you know, but he ain't up on Glasses music. So I played him that joint a couple months ago in the car, and that nigga looked at me dead in the face and said, "Oh, so this nigga's a real artist."
They killed that
Like,
shit.
you talking about he really a rapper? And I was like, yeah, that's my son. I played him like 6 or 7 Glasses songs. That's my son's favorite song right there. Is
They killed that shit. They killed that
shit
shit.
hard, bro. That's you.
Yeah.
Shout out to Neighborhood Talk. Diddy's ex-assistant says when she told Cassie to leave him, Cassie responded, "Jay-Z is taken. Who would I date?"
Wow.
A real Jacko, B.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, when you were talking about Cassie, so do we think we got to think about that about Cassie too? So Cassie, Diddy's paying dudes to come in there and have sex with her already, but every time she cheat on Diddy, it's somebody in the industry. Is she looking for that another?
Yeah.
She looking for another hit somewhere? Like, all right, Diddy ain't he shelving me.
Yeah.
What you got for me, Cuddy?
She just finally got older and thought to myself, you know, sometimes women to tell themselves like I'm too old now, and she just settled out with whoever, you know, what happened.
I think when she settled out, she got mad. I think she looked around and said,
"No." What happened was she saw Carisha getting all that love and was like, "Hold up, man, this bitch started me with you all these years. I done made all these albums. I done did all of this shit, nigga. I need my money." Once she's the person I'm not mad at.
I think she looked.
I'm not mad at her.
I think she looked around.
She didn't want to go to the police, coach. She never went to file the police.
But she went book for route first.
No, because she was going to get her money.
Yes, exactly. I think she was going to try to get her money. I think she said this Honda ain't.
This ain't it.
This ain't it. This Honda ain't.
Like I love my gym trainer guy.
Exactly.
But I went through all this to be successful. I need my money.
She said, "I'm fit, but I can't be riding it no Honda fit." So, and I think she just said, "Wait a minute here," and she, like you said, I think she might have seen Carisha,
my money,
Carisha, and she was like, "Wait a minute here, let me try this book angle. That ain't it." And I think
she took the book angle and told Puff, "I'm going to put this book out or pay me," and she did it for years. And when she went and fought, she's like, "You know what? I'm gonna just sue him. You're going to give me my money." And then the case was built off of the lawsuit. But she was never trying to put him in jail. She was like, "I just need my paper." But I would imagine she saw Miami, you know, Carisha going up. It was like, "Look how you doing her. Look how I've been with you all these years. I never got a song out. I never got an album out. Like we never did nothing. All the stuff that I was supposed to be a star. You feel me?" And she was like, "I want my money." So she's the only person in the situation. Like, unlike most people, I get her motive. Everybody else shit is crazy. Hers is like, I did all this to get to this money and be famous, and you didn't make it happen. And now I'm watching you do it for somebody else.
Puff might have overachieved with her, to be honest with you, because Cassie was so talentless.
Yeah, she was
like she was terrible.
Oh, she was whack from the beginning.
That's the one thing I will say. She was whack.
She looked like a mannequin.
So she never put nothing out.
She got some songs, but they weren't like, she didn't really have it. She had the look, and she was just below decent to pull it together.
Nigga, if you call a TLC a 4.
Oh, yeah, she about it. But no, the TLC is a 4 in the idea. Because again, like, she's a 4, but you would look what you would need to make it work.
Cassie,
look what you would need
a
to
2
make it work.
at best.
You need to get her a stylist. You need to get her some of the best songwriters in the world. Look how many people. I don't think people know what went into TLC. I'm not talking shit. I'm telling you.
I'm not saying I agree with that. I agree with that.
The brainchild of some of the best motherfuckers to ever cross into the music business.
For sure.
And it worked out. They caught the landscape of what was happening and locked in perfect and got it right. Like,
I would be curious to see who wrote her songs though. I would love to go see who helped her make some of these albums.
Who, Cassie?
Yeah.
That's how she introduced him to Cudi.
I'm saying I would be because you know she had a couple
they put together.
I can't remember that one song when she was dancing in the mirror.
Big in vagina.
Where she was there, where Cassie was dancing in the mirror looking like a mannequin, a live mannequin. Like
she just
no emotion in her face.
She
Was the
just
song
didn't.
good?
She just didn't really have it.
If Cassie
But-
didn't sing it,
But the thing is about Cassie, she had the look, and so just like TLC, if TLC doesn't have babyface old lady, Dallas, like all the best, man, they be Cassie.
name me one artist that Puff didn't make bigger than Cassie.
But that's the point.
Like,
It's not if he made.
That's why she mad.
how you couldn't, like, that's how bad Cassie was.
That's why
Like, he did something better with G Dep than he could do with Cassie.
Yeah, she was bad. Yo, you know what I heard the other day though? That you know, Diddy was managing Ryan Leslie when he took Cassie from her. Or Cassie.
Wow.
Diddy was foul, man. You managing the dude, you take his girl.
Yeah.
That sounds
So
about
you-
right.
So you losing the way you losing the way you get him.
For sure.
You
Exactly.
lose them the way.
Exactly.
You get 'em.
Exactly, Trap.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's all that was. Word.
Exactly.
She just wasn't good.
No, like, that's the understatement of the day.
Yeah. She just wasn't quite good. She wasn't horrible. She just wasn't good.
How many years she been in the industry?
Long time. Charlie since like 05.
Cassie was such a bad artist to me that she was ugly.
She was.
Like,
That's right.
as cute as Cassie was, when I seen her start moving and singing, I said, she ugly.
She just didn't have
Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm good.
This is probably
I'm
improper
good.
timing. I'm just saying she just didn't.
She couldn't dance or nothing.
If Puff couldn't get you a hit record, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think Puff didn't try. I think that Cassie was just, I'm telling you, man, I'm as a dude, I'm looking at Cassie perform, and I'm just like, oh man, look like she stink. I don't know, something just wasn't right. That's how bad she was. I couldn't even focus on the song.
But that's a prime example. Like Cassie, I really genuinely feel like had the same talent as, let's say, a TLC. The difference is
Hell no.
Trap, what is happening?
Hell no.
Trap's doing it.
Listen, thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night. Yo, you bugging right now, B.
Oh,
Hell no.
You said diseases,
Hell no.
all kind of shit.
Yo, Chili had more talent than Cassidy.
I'm not giving enough credit to the team around TLC. Like what happened?
I wish we can get Tion or somebody on this show, dude.
I definitely
They need to they need to come take off for themselves.
Why would they
It's
take
crazy.
I'm not dissing them.
You are dissing them. You just said they got the same talent as Cassie.
I know what it is.
The same
What you got
career
rated at TLC?
and talent.
I don't want to say that just in case you get them on the show. Me.
I think a 4 is fair.
4 is crazy.
Four.
Like a
So
4
what you
is
got on that?
crazy.
So what you got?
Four.
Okay, I got
The person who made waterfalls.
a 4. Okay,
well,
thank you.
Red light special. A 4. Get out of here.
I'm not saying as a talent, as a career. I'm not saying their achievements and what happened. I'm saying talent wise.
It's just crazy.
I ain't too proud to
They didn't make
beg a
waterfalls.
4.
They didn't make waterfalls. They didn't
So you give waterfalls to Cassie. Do it go?
No.
Or if you get
I
Cassie,
answer that one fast for you. No.
if you give her the same team, it works.
You think if you give her the same team, it works?
Babyface, Dallas
Cassie.
Austin, Pebbles,
So did he
Jermaine Dupri. Yeah.
Jermaine
So
Dupri-
did he have a monster team?
Who?
Did he have the hit
I'm alive.
boys?
Who? Not at this point. Remember, Ryan was doing his stuff. Ryan was doing her stuff. Ryan was who he signed up. He hired the lady later on that took the stand on him to do her. Like, it's one thing you put a couple people that Puff scrounged together in the mid to late 2000s. It's different. You take Atlanta in their prime of everything with Babyface and a bunch of other shit, and you make shit work.
So you think you think they could have put any 3 girls together to make TLC?
No, I think they're
Was that
not
Pebbles?
one
Was
talent.
that
I'm saying
Pebbles?
they're 4. I'm saying, but where would any of them sing? Would they sing do any of them sing better than a 4?
Cassie would have ruined the group.
No, I'm not.
She
saying,
put you take one of them out and put Cassie in, it's over.
Really, Cassie.
If Cassie was the C,
Cassie needed a group, right? She needed a group. She needed other people that give a different look and a change, and they needed a complete team to make the look work. A lot of TLC shit is a lot of fashion, a lot of really incredible songwriting. They placed everything right in the catcher's mitt, bro.
Cassie and TLC,
Like,
she'd have been slept with.
Like they're not.
Babyface.
It's not like TLC is great singers.
They did that too, though. That's why everybody lost their money for doing that same shit.
I mean, they didn't have no.
We just found out it was over.
No money.
When she just found that shit out, she was like, "Oh yeah, I want to do that. Okay, get him out of here." Wow.
Homie said that wouldn't be TLC with Cassie. It would be TLC minus.
Man,
TLC
I agree.
I mean, I think y'all not giving enough credence to. Just listen to T-Boz sing.
Cassie would have been
I
slept
like
with.
the T-Boz vocal
singer.
Ruined the group.
T-Boz is probably about an average singer, maybe a little below. I don't think I'm dissing her.
Okay? So who you think sing better out of Cassie and Tion?
They about the same.
T-Boz.
They're about the same.
I don't believe that.
I mean, I could be
You
wrong.
don't think they're the same?
Nah,
I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just.
I think Cassie was singing with auto-tune.
T-Ball's voice give her the edge right there.
I'm not mad at that neither. Her voice is unique,
Her voice is unique as hell. Exactly.
but she can't sing.
Hey.
Wow. You'll get a lot of those hate mails now. Yeah, you'll get a lot of hate mail now.
I don't think so because I think TLC is fantastic, but I keep thinking.
Somebody said 3LW.
Glasses
You
can't
just
do
plug-
that.
you just
Hey, this
plug
what
your
glasses do.
nose
This is what glasses do.
Instead the voice with your nose.
He'll call a nigga a rat and say they
That's
make great
because
music.
That's because the person singing is not a great. Keith Sweat is a. I want to.
That's how I go though. You're right.
If you put Teddy Riley beats, Keith Sweat incredible songwriting, you know that nigga had a lot of charisma, delivering shit. You know what I mean? That's what made it work. I'm saying vocally singing, Keith Sweat is probably a 3.
Okay, I'm not calling P Diddy babyface or nothing like that.
He's
but,
not even in the same thing.
But Diddy has made a lot of stars. Though.
Yeah, but Diddy wouldn't hire people.
He did. You're right.
He hired Ryan Leslie, and Ryan Leslie ain't babyface.
So you think that he couldn't hire nobody to help him make Cassie nothing?
Ryan Leslie brought him. Ryan Leslie
he stole her. You said.
I'm saying Ryan Leslie, while he's a genius, he's not babyface.
Okay, so but I'm just saying, so
he's not Dallas Austin.
So Puffy didn't got Total and all these other people. Total looked like I'm not gonna, we all know what Total looked like.
Total could sing better than TLC.
Nah, Solo's on the same level too. Right now.
They might be
on the same level. They might be on the same level.
I have to agree.
Just a little better.
I have to agree.
Just a little better. And they had it, but that was also the prime of Bad Boys Power, right? When they had the best of everything, they had this new thing going on, and Total like 112. There was some good singers in 112. Like he didn't just take nothing and make something.
I would say Total was like the bad guy TLCs. Like
exactly.
Huh?
That's a fact. That's a fact. I agree with that.
Yeah, I would say the bad guy TLC.
Total sings a little bit better than TLC.
I think they were a little less, could sing a little worse. I thought they sung a little worse than them, and they a little worse on the eyes than TLC. I don't want to be the guy to say that, but
I like the Total.
Me too.
You said you what?
I like the Total.
No, Total was fire.
Total was beautiful women, but
beautiful women. You said you thought Total was beautiful women?
They was cute to me.
You thought, but you too?
Yeah.
So glasses, you don't drink glasses. You don't drink
little short hair drink going on. Yeah, I like.
You thought Total was.
You know what? It might have been more they bop though. They bop. I like that they bop they had though.
I never
happening right now. Hold on, I'm gonna look at Total on my phone real fast.
I like that they bop.
Oh, maybe I'm tripping because you just getting that like Total.
Yeah, I just thought Total. I ain't gonna say what
they wasn't Escape now. Yeah, they was Escape. Escape was garbage.
I'm just saying because people think I'm already chauvinist, so I don't want to.
Escape was garbage.
Prime Total was cute.
Let me see what Prime Total looks like.
Keisha was alright.
Keisha, Kima, and Pam.
The hell are y'all looking at right now?
It wasn't that bad.
Total look like lunch ladies. Like they don't
have
look
bodies.
Huh?
Don't do that.
Got this sad. Like what is
that? Lunch ladies.
Total look like lunch ladies and bus drivers. Like
shout out to the spiritual gangster. No country sold more hip hop records than Canada. 170 million equivalent albums sales worldwide on just one artist, Drake. Man, we so proud, man. He was a great artist. His run was fantastic. He had a good run, man, while it lasted. Now he a legacy artist.
Oh boy, 170. That's how many streams is that?
I don't know.
How many streams? That's a lot of streams, man. It's a lot of streams, man.
Man, we proud. Man, we think
But,
Drake. We
but
watch
it
Drake,
don't penetrate the culture though. It don't all them sales don't penetrate the culture. Don't put him in a spot in the culture though, B. Know what I mean? He still got to sit outside.
Shout out
Barney Rubble in the house.
from the Bay.
Trap.
Coach sound like
Rubble.
he driving Escape. They can actually sing a little bit though. That's true.
Escape was next.
Oh, man.
Fire though.
No, Escape was fire. Escape was way better singles than Total.
Escape
But
can sing.
Total, man, like, what's happening right now? I don't understand. Total look like mascots
here too long.
Nah.
for high school teams. Hey, so I think that
Total sings a little better than me than TLC.
number one, Drake. This Drake, y'all being so sarcastic with this Drake shit. Number one,
sarcasm. Because
this is what Glasses do. Glasses talk shit about somebody. TLC a 4. They really not that talented.
That's not what
I love them though. I love them though. Like, that's how you do.
Because again, y'all keep looking at something that's one thing, right? So y'all say, if y'all hear me say talent wise, therefore, you think I'm dissing their music or I don't like their music. I'm saying talent wise, therefore. But that's not the only thing that goes into music groups.
Hey.
Like Total is some of the, TLC is some of the best people to be in the music business together into this group.
Can't hold you.
So when I hear Waterfalls, I'm not just listening to them sing, nigga. It is some of the best songwriting. They flip Zoom to make the song. The story is compelling.
So
the video is incredible.
Would you rate the final product in a TLC?
10.
Okay.
Can't hold your nose and sing like them though.
10.
Okay.
And then say you love them.
Hey, so hold your nose and see what I'm
Yeah, and then say
I did the same thing for Keith Sweat,
and then
right?
say you love them.
Keith Sweat, Make It
Now
Last
you
Forever.
understand, like,
Make It Last Forever, the first album. That's how he sing.
Can't put a rat on Drake's face and say I'm proud of you.
here you go.
Proud of you.
But both things can be true.
Here you go. Check in
both
Drake.
things can be true. Like I could say that their talent alone is a 4. If they had to start their own group and they went and try to get a deal, they wouldn't get a deal. If they had to write their own song, they had to make their own music, they wouldn't get a deal.
So somebody put them guys together for a
Yes.
group.
Yeah.
They just didn't find each other and started a group. Somebody put them together.
And Trap and Drake is all the way out of hip hop to you now.
No, I'm just saying, like, when somebody, I hate when somebody uses uses culture. I'm saying uses numbers to try to define a person represents spot into the culture though. B. I don't give a goddamn if he sold 1 billion records, yo. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I think Drake,
about culture over here.
I'm not shitting on him because I can recognize his contributions in the music industry and I can celebrate his success, and then I can say he's not hip hop too. All of these things are true. It's just all perspective.
Why you hold your head, coach?
I'm saying because TLC is probably a 4 in talent.
Let's go back there.
Right? TLC is a 4 in talent, but their team was a fucking 20.
And you think Total was a 5 in talent?
No, we said singing.
Okay, so that's talent. That's part of talent.
No, I'm saying all together, TLC is about a 4.
And goddamn. So all together,
Talent.
All
talent
3
wise.
of them together. is about a 4.
So what is Total all together in talent?
Maybe a 3 or 4 because they don't dance as well as TLC.
Okay.
TLC dances better. They're not TLC.
Okay.
The greatest dancers.
I'm just throwing this question out here.
They're perfect.
Because maybe I'm tripping. Do Total look better than TLC?
No.
Okay,
No.
I'm just trying because I'm like I said, maybe I'm just tripping. Okay, I'm just trying to see.
TLC are like different. They transition with beauty in another way.
Okay, I'm just trying to see.
That's really what they sold, the look. They sold the look, and they put talent of music behind that look.
Yeah.
Where you rate Aaliyah at?
Talent wise,
Yeah.
Scared to hear this.
7, 6, 7.
So you think?
I thought they were on the same level. I thought they were on the same level as
She sing way better. First off, Aaliyah sing all them motherfuckers under a table. Straight up. Aaliyah will sing every one of them under a table.
I just heard "Let Me Know" just now when you said that.
Yeah. Okay.
She sing
Yeah.
everybody
Okay.
under
I
a table.
agree.
I just heard "Let Me Know." I'm like, oh yeah, you got that. You
Dance
got
as
that.
good as TLC. She looks as good as TLC. And she just was like,
Okay.
she was just better.
I'm with your Aaliyah take.
Aaliyah was cold.
I'm with your Aaliyah take. I'm not with that TLC take though. TLC, I'm not with that.
I'm saying, but do you think TLC is as talented as Aaliyah?
No. I think Aaliyah's probably an 8, and I think TLC's probably a 6.
Fuck no.
I'm just saying.
I feel like when you go anywhere underneath a 4, you basically saying shit is trash.
No. I'm saying
No. I'm not leaving 5. I'm leaving 5. Excuse me.
We're not
Facts,
talking,
Trap.
but we're
Facts.
not talking about. But music is not the music. The product is not the just the talent.
Yeah, I get what you're
Now, if
saying.
you're saying, hey, who was a better act? TLC is a way better act than Aaliyah. But TLC is not just T-Boz, Chili, and Left Eye. It's the best minds in the history of the music business.
But this is what I think Trap is saying also. If you say 4, and like you're good with numbers, and if we're doing 4 out of 10, that is below average. So you think the talent wise they were below average?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I think their look was a 10.
So a lot went into that shit then.
I think their songwriting. I mean, you got the best motherfuckers in the music business. Fucking Babyface.
I think at the worst they was a C talent wise. You can't be below average as a and be the biggest girl group of all time.
You are
can't be below.
Y'all are underrating how marketing and music works.
No, I think it does play a big part.
Lily was one of the most successful.
What do you rate In Vogue?
Oh, and Vogue could sing better than everybody.
And Vogue has some.
How do you feel, Coach, about In Vogue?
I think In Vogue was right. Like I liked In Vogue.
Vogue was the shit.
I used to love In Vogue.
But that's what now you trying to put people who really can sing.
8.5.
Like they could really sing though. Like see, them motherfuckers really sing is different. I mean, like TLC is a look. Like if you said now you ask me how TLC look, TLC is they fucking 10.
In Vogue look like
beautiful women.
Mm-hmm.
They all had kind of a level of star quality. You know what I mean? But if you say talent, man, them motherfuckers they didn't have no fucking talent. They had talent compared to humans, but they didn't have they had the best motherfuckers in the business. The best.
Total must be like an East Coast thing.
Coach, what girl group would you give a 10 to?
Girl group, I'll give it 10 to, like overall or just straight talent?
Overall or talent, either one.
I mean, if overall, I'm giving TLC a 10.
Okay, what talent then?
Just straight talent, girl group.
Because if you give TLC a 10,
Destiny's
their
Child.
talent,
I was about to say Destiny Child. Probably Destiny Child probably be the closest
Destiny's
thing
Child
I could
had
get
a
to.
lot of talent.
Yeah, Destiny
And they
Child
had
might
a
be.
look.
Okay.
Someone couldn't dance though,
So
but
you'll give them closest to the 10 is Destiny.
In talent,
yeah.
The female girl groups. I mean, in modern times, they probably the closest.
yeah, it might be Destiny Child.
Modern times.
Yeah.
Modern times, they probably the closest. But really, to me, the only 10 group is
Girl
probably
group.
like period. Only 10 group is probably like New Edition to me.
I think the same thing.
Like they the only
you
niggas
talk
to
about
me.
Some of them niggas
flat
can
out,
sing though.
They was flat out talent, but they even when they couldn't, they knew how to hold a note and make. Like the nigga who sung the worst is probably one of the best producers. The nigga.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, we're gonna just
Michael
okay,
Bublé.
yeah.
Like they talent was through the roof.
Yeah, because they cut off
all
and made
three,
hits.
everybody left and was successful.
Ronnie couldn't sing either, I don't think.
More successful.
Y'all niggas,
Bobby Brown goes out and becomes the biggest thing.
Johnny Gill.
Replace him with Johnny Gill. He becomes the big
Ralph,
thing.
at least-
Ralph got
he
fucking
was the least
sensitivity.
one.
3 of them niggas came together.
Ricky held it down on the singing shit with that.
Can't really sing, but Mike could dance and Ronnie could rap. Like that
Yeah.
to me is a 10.
rap. Yeah.
Boys to Men, that's a 10.
Boys and Men might be a 10 too.
You know what I mean? But they
Boys
just
to Men might
sing,
be a 10
you know what I'm
too.
saying? So
Yeah.
to me, it's like you need to it's hard to have 10 talent.
So there's really no girl groups that's a 10 to you.
Yeah, I just had to think a little bit.
5 Heartbeats.
That 5 Heartbeats is not a real.
It's that hot. It's that hot and hot.
5 Heartbeats was a 10.
Yeah, I feel you though.
Maybe
Oh,
like
okay.
I had to go look into the Supremes a little bit more.
Pointer
Girl.
Sisters.
Girl group, Pointer Sisters was cold. I had
Yeah.
to look into it.
How would I do my homework on that?
I had to take some more
But no
time.
modern girl groups.
And ain't no modern groups.
I didn't think, man. Yeah, he right. They ain't really. no modern-
Brownstone was cold though.
Who?
Changing Faces was cold too. It
Change
just wasn't
Faces
getting
was
put-
dope. Change Faces
Yeah.
was dope. If you
Brownstone
gonna say
was
girl
cold.
group, and if you gonna count Mary at the girl group,
Oh,
Mary
man,
Mary's
was
cold.
dope.
Mary, they both.
Zane was cold too though.
Who?
Hey Mr. DJ, the Hey Mr. DJ group.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Johnny.
Johnny,
They were
yeah,
cold too.
Jersey from East Orange. I don't get no credit.
yeah, Johnny.
The producer that did Naughty by Nature shit.
Okay, some KG. KG.
That nigga
Yeah,
hard.
KG cold.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not knocking TLC. I get how I talk and how I sound. I'm saying if you're saying specifically talent, I would have said a 4 for them. Their look is incredible. They look, and then even the fashion, that's something that came from the label. But they were pretty girls. They could sing just decent enough to hold a note. They couldn't sing. They could just hold a note like Keith Sweat, right? They could hold a note. And then they wrote the songs perfect. But again, it's with LaFace, it's Babyface, it's Jermaine Dupri, it's Dallas Austin. Like, it's the best motherfuckers in the history of the music business coming from Atlanta is on the project.
I'm so curious to see what TLC think they were talent wise. Hear out of Chili and T-Ball's mouth. Like, I wonder what they thought they were.
I think they'll be honest and say they wasn't the greatest singers.
Let me ask y'all this though: Do you think TLC makes it to where they made it to if they didn't have Left Eye in the group?
Oh, without Left Eye?
No,
Yeah, Left Eye.
no. They'll make it with none of them. They need all of them.
They need all three of them.
All of them were stars. Weirdly,
Left Eye was about to stand on her own though. If she'd have kept going.
I don't know.
It'd been interesting.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They said she was though.
I mean, she was trying to go solo, but it's different to go solo. But TLC is the brainchild of a lot of really brilliant people.
Andre was gonna let her go solo, Trap.
I thought she had already got with Death Row already though.
She had burnt that nigga house.
Oh, so that Andre, yeah, that's right.
T-Ball's
if it's a 10,
the woman Diddy.
If it's a 10, probably Destiny's Child is
just
kind
say
of close.
T-Ball's is a what?
The woman Diddy. She would have.
Woman
That's
Diddy.
funny. They understood it with Diddy with Left Eye when she burnt up his house because he called
her. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I told somebody that too. Not too long ago. I said if a woman could have done everything Diddy did, and they would have been like,
everything.
Yes, exactly. Because that's what I said. And they y'all be like, oh, it's a woman scoring. What?
Mm-hmm. You don't know what he did. You don't know what he did to her.
He regular crazy.
You know who talented? Like Usher is talented.
Usher's really talented. Yeah, he's
Chris Brown is talented.
Chris Brown is uber talented.
Yeah, super. Chris Brown's crazy.
Talent is tough, man.
I don't think he agree with you.
Who?
Chris Brown talented?
Yeah,
for sure. I think
more talented than Usher.
Yes,
probably.
That's close.
I say yes.
I think Usher might got the singing, and I think Chris Brown got the dancing.
I say yes because Chris Brown. I don't know if Usher really wrote a lot of his records. Chris Brown writes some of his records. Chris Brown's a painter.
He on the
dancer. Crazy.
Both of them motherfuckers on his heels.
Chris Brown is super talented.
It's a lot more, but that's a perfect example of a lot more than talent.
Like Chris Brown could damn near do everything good though. Like, he played
everything good.
He was doing graffiti, bro. The first time he banged Bloods on me, right? He didn't bang it on me, but he banged it to homie. Me and Head in Hawaii, right? We go to Honolulu to do some shit, and I posted it. He's like, "Oh, you out here in Hawaii?" I'm like, "Yeah." He like, "Man, pull up on me. I'm finna see your address." I'm like, "Oh, you out here?" Like, "Yep, I'm out here with Chris, nigga. I'm finna show you something." I'm like, "All right, send me the address." So I tell Head, I'm like, "We're gonna go over here." So we drive. We start heading over there, and the homie start taking us. We looking, and Chris Brown is in this field on this wall doing graffiti, and I mean, it was nice. You can tell this nigga just one of them niggas talented could do everything. So I walk up, he meet us in the field. He like, "This is my boy Wack from Fruittown, Paru," and he was like, "Man, watch this." So he walking up. He like, "Hey, Chris, you ever make glasses?" He's like, "Nah, man, what's happening with you?" Da 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 da. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, he said, something. I'm all, "Yeah, what's up with you?" Da da da. He's like, "Yeah, you know." Da da da. He was talking to me. He said, "Something, blood." Like what? So nobody. This hadn't went public yet. I'm like, what the fuck? So
why is he saying that?
Laughing because Wack is my boy. Me and Wack knew each other since teenagers. You know what I mean? Gangbang, like Wack from Fruittown off of 7th Street Crip. But we knew, regular gangbang shit. People act like don't exist. It don't matter. So he laughing because he know I'm looking like, what the fuck? He was like, "Yeah, something on Fruit Thighs and da da da." See on Fruit Thighs, like who taught this nigga this? And I'm looking at him like, and he just over there striking up, getting busy. Like, I was like, this shit is now he a good gangbanger too. He used, and I'm talking about, he said on Fruit Thighs like a nigga that been saying it for 20 years. On Fruit Thighs, nigga, da 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 da.
Oh, shit.
Nah. Not
That
Wack 100.
nigga wanted to really get put on too. They say he wasn't with the bullshit.
It was like, nah, that's real talk. It was like, nah, you from the hood. You ain't gonna do all that. He out there that whipped out his shirt and all that. Like,
nah, I heard Chris Brown could scrap.
Like, I heard get put on. He didn't want to pay he didn't want to pay his way. He wanted to get put on, he said, man.
Oh, he
was could get that
like,
a little bit.
They was like, "You know what? You cool, bro. You homie say whipped off his shirt and all that. Like, yeah, what's happening?" And niggas looking like it's R&B singer. So niggas is like, what the fuck is
I think, hey.
No, not Wack 100. Wack 100 is from Pacoima. Whack is my
The other
homeboy.
Whack.
We used to run with Gang.
That's the Whack that Jim got up with out there when he went out there, right?
Whack
The
is
game
my
gonna
boy.
lose his house.
I don't know.
That's some wild shit, man. That happened.
Even
I was
though
gonna ask you that. Was that a true story?
He said no, but I don't know the story. I'll take his word for it.
Okay.
that nigga Usher can skate though.
That's the thing. Usher can skate. And then you fuck
Chris
around.
Brown can skate.
Brown probably put on the skates, be out that motherfucker just.
Yeah, he probably
You
would.
want a nigga that do everything good, B. You do everything good, son.
Hair.
You know that nigga that do everything
hair.
good.
He probably could cut hair.
That nigga for sure could
Yeah.
cut hair. He'll probably give you a dope fade.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's
not,
always one of them niggas in the hood.
listen, not Wacko from West Side, not Wacko from the Deuce, Whack from Fruittown.
Mm-hmm.
Whack from Fruittown, Paru. He got a card called Fruit Punch. It's on this page. I mean, Whack from Fruittown, not Wacko, not Whack from Two Peas in Pacoima, but Whack from Fruittown. It's a different person. He was the original dude with Black Wall Street. All right, we're going to get up out of here. This has been too damn long. Again, This is No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour, every Monday and Wednesday and Friday right here on noon Pacific time, Digital Soapbox. Click the thumbs up button. Let everybody know, you know what I mean, you in the house. Do that for me. Twitter, retweet this link, Facebook, share this post. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast. Just dropped a fresh episode yesterday. It's on iHeart Podcast, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you get your podcast from. The No Ceilings Podcast, executive produced by Charlamagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart. And we'll see y'all Friday, man.
Total y'all beautiful. Total beautiful. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Your ass.
I love you, Keisha.